We have put on our finest attire because it's time to go drafting. We are here. Welcome to the Sportskeeda WWE Draft Special.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Woo, what's up, people?
Yeah.
It's draft time. Look at these sharp-dressed gentlemen. I'm rocking the tuxedo tee, but I got a coat on, so it's fancy.
Just call me Richard Todd McShay tonight.
Todd.
I mean,
Todd.
If we're changing each other's names, then I'm going to be called Joseph tonight.
Joe.
I thought you were Mel Jose Jr.
I'm JB McShay, and well, I guess we're brothers then. Or no, I'm JB. I'm JB Wingo. There we go.
There we go.
I'm JB Wingo tonight. Here we are. This is the Smackdown. It's basically kind of a kickoff show. Smackdown is about 13 minutes away. We are going to be live all throughout Smackdown, giving you some analysis, giving you some giveaways. We're going to do a little bit of trivia with, I'll be putting my STF Sportskeeda Trivia Federation commissioner hat on during some commercial breaks and throw some WWE draft trivia these guys' ways.
I would like to just stay right off the bat. The title is not on the line tonight. This is non-title tonight. I did not sanction a title match tonight. I am not ready to defend.
I mean,
I'm like the man Becky Lynch. All right, I defend when I say I want to defend that title.
I mean, right there, Rick is already getting ready to be beat by the new champion Sid Rock.
You know what, Ozzy, you should be happy. Seth Rollins ain't got shit on me tonight.
Ozzy has been
ripped tonight.
Ozzy's been calling this shot for all week on Sportskeeda Top Story. He's even taking a shot at the Bengals there too. But they won last night. So
they're 3-1, baby.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
Sorry, Mike, who's monitoring the chat this evening. Big Jaguars fan. Sorry.
Yeah, poor Mike. All right, I'm Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. Joining us, we got an esteemed panel. Let's first talk to the guy on the top left here, Mr. Richard Todd McShay, or as you may know him on Sportskeeda, Rick Ucchino. Rick, how's it going, man?
Oh man, I'm pumped up, man. This is something that I've wanted to do since the WWE brought the draft back. I'm looking at all these, all the wrestling sites out there. There's only like 8 million of them, and like nobody really does like this live ESPN style draft show. And I'm going, why the hell not? This is such a great idea. I really appreciate everybody who's in there and who's plans on doing the 2-screen experience and sticking with us throughout the night.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be very, very interesting because there's a lot we don't know. Now, not 11 minutes out from the draft. We know half the roster is eligible to be drafted tonight. We don't know who they are. We don't know who's eligible. We got reports, some interesting names from NXT already working dark matches tonight, so there could be a few surprises there.
Hit row.
We don't know who has the number 1 overall pick. Traditionally, it's been Monday Night Raw. But Jose, if Monday Night Raw has the number 1 draft pick, how in the blue hell are they going to justify passing up Roman Reigns? Because Fox ain't letting him get away.
Yeah, I don't know how you pass on Roman Reigns. I mean, he's definitely going to be the number 1 overall pick. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Bloodline is also, as an entire faction, is the number 1 pick overall as a choice. It's very interesting. Raw could definitely use someone like Roman Reigns even more as the Bloodline. We would like to see, there's a lot of matches we can see on Monday Night Raw with Roman Reigns, but we'll see. New Day is on Raw. Big E is on Raw. Big E just won the WWE World Championship. He is the guy right now on the red brand. They might want to solidify and keep Big E and the New Day on the red brand tonight.
Yeah, and as we got in the chat, like Nishidali here, some draft beer. Got any draft beer? Jose did, but he had a little mishap about 5 minutes ago.
I thought it was stone cold at the beginning. I got started way too early.
One bear.
You got your party foul out early before we started the show. So that's,
and he fumbled that baby like it was a football on Sunday. All right, so we are 9 minutes away from the draft. Let's talk. We're in the little kickoff show before SmackDown gets going. Draft surprises, guys. Who do you think maybe that you wouldn't expect to move brands, or from NXT that you wouldn't expect to go from NXT. Who do you think? What's a big draft surprise tonight that you got in store, Rick?
I am looking at assuming that they are she is eligible tonight. I got one person who's going to be a surprise high draft pick, and that's Liv Morgan. I think she's going to go a lot higher than people might anticipate, just because WWE for sure saw how incredibly over she was this past weekend. It is her time. She is incredibly valuable. She is incredibly talented. And I think she's been overlooked for far too long. I expect her to go not extremely early, but a lot earlier than people would anticipate. And I expect her going to Monday Night Raw, which I think would be a fantastic move for her, because that women's roster is so stacked. And anybody who has watched Smack Talk with myself, Dutch Mantell, and SP3, how many times have I bitched about there not being enough women, or there not being enough women's segments, because they have this stacked roster that's almost 11, 12 deep now, because you got Super Brutality, who can be on Fridays now.
Yeah.
They just don't have enough time to get them all on there, and people like Liv Morgan suffer. So I think going over to Monday Night Raw, where they have 3 hours and she's more likely to get on TV every week, I think it's going to be a big win for her.
Yeah. When you started your sentence, I thought you were going to go into the tweet, the tweet that was heard around the world at about 3 hours ago, and Paige tweeted maybe a tease, maybe. So I thought you were maybe going that direction. Ozzy saying
I actually missed that. I've been a busy man today.
Yeah, she posted a little tease tonight. Don't know what that's going to really mean, but Ozzy in chat saying Becky will stay on SmackDown with Seth. I actually said on Top Story with Jose just about an hour ago, I expect Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins to go to Raw, because you're going to have, I'm calling it that Lashley and Drew are going to head to SmackDown. So that means some top talent on SmackDown is going to have to move over to Raw. We already have it with Big E a little bit, so I think Seth Rollins is going to move over to balance it out. Jose, who do you see as a draft surprise that nobody's talking about right now?
Man, I think that Bayley is going to be one that people are just kind of sleeping on. I mean, she's the longest SmackDown Women's Champion. She held her own during the pandemic era between her and Sasha last year. I mean, if you don't pick Bayley, I don't know why. We know that she's out on injury right now, 6 to 9 months roughly. But when she comes back, she's going to be back better than ever. And I think the Red Brand can use one of the horsewomen, someone who's decorated as Bayley.
Yeah, definitely.
I could see where you're coming from here, but one of the rules that we do know is that anybody who's not drafted is automatically a free agent. So I'm looking at things going for believability, right? Like, because if Raw gets the number 1 pick, we know they're not going to take Roman Reigns, and they're not going to have to justify it. They're going to end up taking the New Day probably to keep the WWE Championship on Raw, and that's going to be their big thing. But I'm looking for believability, and if I'm either Raw or SmackDown, knowing that Bayley's going to be out for several months, I'm going to let her slide down the draft board. I'm going to let her go late, and if I want her, that's great. If not, I can still wine her and dine her when she's healthy and try to get her to sign as a free agent. Yeah. And also, I think not having her draft from a company standpoint, not having her drafted creates the possibility of the surprise element. Whenever she is healthy and whenever she does come back, she could show up on any brand at any time. And I really like that tonight. I like that a lot with Bayley. Jeremy, going back to your point, Becky Lynch going to Raw.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it, but I would hate it for one reason, because that absolutely telegraphs the finish, more than likely telegraphs the finish of the big Saudi Arabia match that was announced today. Becky Lynch defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, which is going to be interesting. It's going to get telegraphed either way, unless all 3 of those women somehow, some way end up staying on SmackDown, which I don't think they are.
No, I originally had thought Bianca was going to be the one to go, but then when I thought about it and talking with Jose on Top Story earlier today, I the more I thought about it, the more it made sense for which top guy on SmackDown can they have move, and immediately come into mind. The only name that came to mind with the men was Seth Rollins.
I'm trying to think who I really had as a big. Well, see, because when I did my mock draft, I went for believability. So I had Raw with the number 1 pick and them actually taking the bloodline. So that kind of set everything up as the big shakeup. But I mean, you got some talent here, man. You got Kevin Owens, you got Sami Zayn. Those are 2 names to watch, because I think the further, Jose, that they fall in this draft might be an indicator of where their contract status is with this company.
I completely agree, man. You know, if they're not picked in this first round, if they're left her, after hours pick or even on the Monday Night Raw pick, that's a very good indication on where things stand with both Sammy and Kevin. Kevin just recently teased the whole Mount Rushmore situation with the Young Bucks and Adam Cole. We could see that happening maybe later in the year, early next year, depending on when this contract situation is up. But yeah, man, we got to keep a close eye on that because it's going to be very telling which superstars get picked in these first rounds and who gets picked on Monday and later on.
And news came out that NXT is going to be involved. It may not necessarily be, what we've been talking about on Top Story for the past couple of weeks. It may not necessarily be the people you haven't seen yet on 2.0. There may be some people on 2.0 that you may see drafted tonight. I think the big one is going to probably be LA Knight. Yeah. But maybe Odyssey Jones is also one. Those are two guys that you've seen, and they're actually coincidentally enough fighting each other on NXT this Tuesday. Rick, who do you see from NXT that isn't obvious? Maybe a guy that has been shown on TV the last 3 weeks. Who do you see from NXT that could get that draft tonight?
You know what? This may seem like a no way in hell that this is going to happen because he just debuted. But
I know where you're going.
The guy is so damn good already. He's so damn polished. I think wrestling fans are ready for WWE to strap the rocket to this guy and send him up the card. He is the most can't miss prospect I've seen come out of NXT in quite some time.
Yeah.
Why not go ahead and call up Mr. Rex Braun Breaker Steiner up to SmackDown or Monday Night Raw? Put him on Monday Night Raw and just let him take over that damn show.
Yeah, he has not missed yet in 3 weeks, either it be in promos or in the ring. I mean, he did his damn finish on Ridge Holland, for Christ's sakes, and that guy's a beefy dude. This guy has knocked it out of the park all 3 weeks. And it was kind of funny. Just about a month or two ago, he was getting choked out by Samoa Joe as a security guard. Now look where he's at. He's literally positioned as the number one contender for Tommaso Ciampa right now. Jose, who on the NXT roster that you've probably maybe seen and wouldn't expect to get called up and drafted? Who do you think on NXT might fit that?
I mean, the both of you hit it right on the mark. I mean, Braun Breaker, right? Braun Breaker is kind of like the face of NXT 2.0 now, the bright colors, the colorful character. The guy has it all. The guy is amazing in the ring. The guy has a hell of a promo. I agree with Rick. Strap him on, strap that rocket on the back of Braun Breaker and take him to Monday Night Raw. Raw can use someone like Braun Breaker. But let's not forget, guys, we also have a tremendous group down in NXT that has been the entire entertainment part of NXT during the last 2 months, and that's the Way. If the Way can make, no pun intended, their way onto the main roster, I think that could be a big value for Raw or SmackDown.
They are so damn entertaining, and already a lot of rumors are that Austin is going to. My mind's going blank right now. Austin Theory was going to get drafted tonight. A lot of people already expected that. The Way is so entertaining. I think that would be brilliant, but. What do you do with Indy Hartwell? What do you do with Dexter?
I was going to
bring him all up. He's part of the Way now.
Is he part of the Way because they're married by marriage?
Yes.
Yeah.
By proxy, Dexter Loomis would then have to come up as part of the Way. I don't know if they would do that because I think Johnny Gargano is married to two people. He's married to Candice LeRae and he's married to NXT.
He's married to William Regal.
Yeah. And don't forget his contract is also coming up. So maybe they're trying to negotiate with him to get him to come up. Who knows? There a lot of interesting things could happen tonight. One name I would keep an eye on tonight, because I was really surprised by the finish of the main event this week. I think it might be Frankie Monet's time to come up.
Yeah, I think so too. Wherever John Morrison goes, they go. And I'm on YouTube TV, so SmackDown is now kicking off. In the chat, Donna here, wonder if UK guys will get drafted. Do you think Walter, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, do you think anybody from the UK gets drafted tonight, guys?
Oh, Walter would be a tremendous pick for SmackDown.
So
Walter
many
versus Roman. Walter versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
It's and that is just, I'm salivating on the prospect of having that match.
Walter versus Lesnar, that would be how Big E would call big meaty men slapping meat. Like
man, would they be?
That's just two bulls just butting heads and beating the what out of each other.
Those two guys would be. They would. I like to say this on certain matches. Those two would beat the dog crap out of each other. That's for damn sure.
I think if you bring up Walter, though, you have to bring up all of Imperium.
Yeah, exactly. And they're. I think they're at a place where they could get drafted. I think the tag and they just showed it with those 4 tag teams in NXT 2.0 with the Cowboys, the bar fighting Cowboys, grizzled young veterans, MSK, and Trick and Mello. So those are the 4 teams right now that are going to be like in the title picture. Imperium wasn't in that little exchange this past Tuesday. So maybe that's your shot call. Maybe. I don't know. What are you guys watching? I'm watching on YouTube TV. Are you guys, either one of you guys on cable or satellite?
I am on Spectrum streaming. I got Pat McAfee and Michael Cole on my screen right now.
Yeah, if we're all streaming, we're probably all on pretty close to the same time, so nobody's going to get ahead. But look at Pat McAfee rocking that gold chain and the sport coat.
I guarantee you that shirt is sleeveless underneath there.
Oh yeah, he's wearing shorts too, probably.
Oh, by the way, how about this matchup that we're getting tonight? Like, this is why the WWE draft is so much better, I think, almost in the NFL draft, because we ain't going to be killing time. I mean, we're going to be talking, right? But it's like, we ain't killing. This is like Joe Burrow getting drafted #1 overall and then getting to go, orchestrated drive. We're actually getting wrestling matches like Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair tonight. Hell to the that's that SummerSlam match that we didn't get. Getting it going tonight. And there we go. We got Adam Pearce and the best dressed woman in all of WWE, Sonya Deville, hitting the podium. Let's go.
So Rick is slightly ahead of me, but barely, like seconds. So that's good.
Sonya Deville looks very sharp.
Dapper. That bow tie, rocking that bow tie.
Adam Pearce looks quite sharp himself.
Adam Pearce is a pimp. They Kevin Owens shared an old photo of him and Pierce from a long time ago. I think it was Kevin Owens. I thought that was pretty cool.
First overall pick. Friday Night SmackDown had the first pick.
Wow.
Roman Reigns.
And explain it.
Wow, what a shock.
Explain it, and very interesting. They did not take the whole bloodline here.
No.
They took Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman was on the graphic. So they did not select the Usos.
Oh, wow. What if they split the Usos up? Because
that could happen.
Look at Pat going nuts. I love Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee, something we didn't cover on Top Story today. Pat McAfee said in an interview that he really does not benefit financially from doing this. He is basically doing this because he loves it. Monday Night Raw?
Monday Night Raw picks Big E.
No New Day. They didn't take the New Day. They just took Big E.
Oh, come on. They better not split up the New Day again. You gotta be kidding me if they do.
Oh. That's
wow. Okay.
Ooh-wee.
Jeremy, you might be right here, or somebody's about to drop a title.
SmackDown picks Charlotte Flair for their #2 pick. This is huge. The Raw Women's Champion comes to the Blue brand. What are your thoughts on this, Rick?
Hang on. Wow. Oh, the disrespect.
Wow.
A total and utter disrespect. My goodness. All right. I got wow.
Wow.
This is the final pick. So we're not doing the 5 picks anymore. We're doing 4
good,
picks per round.
which is good. I like it. I like alternating. I hate the 3 and the 2 thing. So
all right, so a few things. First off, really, really interesting here that they gave SmackDown the #1 overall pick and didn't decide or didn't tell us what was going on. 2, one thing we also have to remember throughout the night tonight, we don't know who's eligible to be drafted. So
No.
I'm already screaming over here, my goodness, the disrespect.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Becky Lynch may not be eligible to be drafted tonight, because that is immediately where I went to, because I'm thinking, okay, Charlotte just got taken. That's your Raw Women's Champion. So Raw would desperately want to have a women's championship.
Yeah.
So Becky Lynch has to be the pick here at 4, but Bianca Belair instead is going. So maybe Becky is not eligible tonight, because Becky Lynch is without a doubt a slam dunk first round draft pick. Especially with that SmackDown Women's Championship. Jose.
Yeah, and maybe you always WWE is always playing the game of balancing what you got on SmackDown or what you got on Fox, what you got on USA. So maybe they save Becky for the pool on Monday, so we get an appearance for Becky on Monday Night Raw where you don't normally get it. So maybe that kind of goes into their thoughts as well on how they do things. It's kind of interesting to see. No surprise, though. I don't think the first 2 picks were a surprise. It almost always is the men's champions that have been going first, unless they have been announced to stay in their brands.
Yeah, the only thing that's surprising is that you had factions there.
Yeah.
So again, maybe Kofi and Woods and the Usos aren't eligible to be drafted tonight, but I don't know why they would take away the option. I don't know why they would take away the option of not being able to draft the New Day and the entire bloodline.
Did you see Becky Lynch's response to the Crown Jewel triple threat?
Yes, I did.
Did you see it, Jose?
I did not. I haven't counted because I've been prepping all afternoon for this.
She retweeted the WWE announcement and says, "I didn't agree to this shit."
Oh, that's the most Becky response ever.
Oh Lord. Yeah,
Right.
Molly in the chat, I agree. I bet DeVille announces Naomi going to Raw. I would not be surprised at that. That is just a big old FU,
I would not be surprised if Naomi goes undrafted, to be completely honest, to really kind of help sell that storyline that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Where she doesn't, especially Sonya, right, doesn't think that she deserves to be on any brand, doesn't think she deserves to have a match of any kind.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where this angle goes. That's next for Naomi. She goes undrafted this week, and then Sonya doesn't sign her to either brand. And now now she doesn't even have a damn job at this point. And
that's good. That's a good way to do it. Yeah. AJ, the chat, Street Profits going to Raw. I think they get broke up tonight.
I don't think they do. Although, since you teed it up for me there, I did have a chance to talk to Angelo Dawkins this week, and I asked him, has that possibility run through his head about them being split up and what that would mean for the Street Profits individually?
You guys have been tagging with one another since 2017. You guys have had success, over each brand. I think a lot of people would be upset if WWE decided to go, hey, we're going to put Ford on Raw and Dawkins on SmackDown. Has that kind of crossed your mind at all, that might be a possibility and what that would mean for the two of you?
We haven't really thought about it, but I also know, like, if it were to happen, we'll both be ready. I mean, Tez just showed last week he can handle it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shying away from it. It'll be a fun little contest. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a fun little time. We'll still support each other no matter what. But
man, if they split up the Street Profits, it's gonna happen one day. All good things come to an end. I mean, we didn't think they'd split up the New Day last year.
No,
but Jose, I think this is the wrong time to split up the Street Profits. Like, I think Montez Ford is a future WWE champion, but I still think they got a lot. They have a lot to do still as a tag team.
Yeah, I think last Friday was a little bit of a test run to kind of see how he does on its own, and he did really well against Roman Reigns last week in the main event. I think anything's possible, bro. Never say never in WWE. Us as analysts, we look at these and we try to predict things, but when we try to think of it way too much or just analyze it way too much, that's when they get us. So they may split them up. I mean, one great example, one great tag team in the first draft, the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys got separated in that draft. So anything can happen in the WWE draft.
Very, very true. Now, here's some very interesting things. So Charlotte Flair, the Raw Women's Champion, is now heading over to SmackDown. Bianca Belair, who has a SmackDown Women's title match in Saudi Arabia, is now heading over to Monday Night Raw. These rosters, by the way, do not take shape until October 22nd, which is the first show after Crown Jewel, which is like a Thursday afternoon. So have they just telegraphed some finishes here, or are we going to get another title swap? Could Bianca Belair win the SmackDown Women's title, Charlotte Flair still be the Raw Women's Champion, and then they just do that awkward exchange again, which a lot of people hated when they did it with tag team titles. I can't imagine the backlash that WWE get for doing it with Women's World Championship.
Chris in the chat saying Jose looks like a teacher standing up there next to the whiteboard.
I mean, if you guys are just tuning in, let me give you guys a quick recap. SmackDown got the #1 overall pick, and they got the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Raw goes ahead and picks Big E as their #1 pick, and then SmackDown did the snatcheroo from Monday Night Raw, picking the Raw Women's Champion as their #2 pick, and Raw did the same thing, but they got Bianca Belair as their #2 overall pick. And right now, the tribal chief is speaking along Paul Heyman.
Boy, we killed a lot of time there with Roman's entrance and him standing in the ring.
Flew by. The show's already like 12 minutes over. Paul Heyman is so damn good at his job.
He really is.
It's called the crowd Baltimoreans.
Baltimoreans.
There you go. That's the Paul Heyman we know and love.
My podcast co-host and Sportskeeda writer Matt Black in the crowd tonight in Baltimore. Oh.
So what did we, now that we've had some time to sit on it, what do we think about that finish at Extreme Rules?
That finish
Balor should have won.
Was unexplainable. If it wasn't for the internet filming inside the pay-per-view, as we saw the cameraman loosen up the turnbuckle so he can get, there was just no reason for him to collapse on that top turnbuckle. What, the weight of the demon is over 1,000 pounds? I mean, Finn Balor went Super Saiyan Balor, demon God mode, for God's sakes, took out everyone. There's no freaking reason that top rope should have taken down Balor, and he should have been the new Universal Champion.
Yeah, I agree. You know, like I said, maybe it's a guy like Karrion Kross, or, you know, somebody rigged it to set up the next feud with Balor. But
could have been Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is the one who wants this Universal title match, and we saw him cost Edge the championship. Maybe he cost Finn Balor the championship because he's the guy who wants to dethrone Roman, and maybe that's his next play after he's done with Edge, who we will hear from later today.
Yeah, and again, Roman Reigns has not been pinned in singles competition since October of 2019. We're going on 2 years now that Roman Reigns has not been pinned.
And it needed to be somebody like Finn Balor. Like if Brock Lesnar beats him in Saudi Arabia, I mean, Jesus, that would be almost as, speaking of Brock Lesnar, that would be almost as bad.
Boom.
As Brock was the guy who beat The Undertaker.
Look at that face.
Look at that face.
Look at that face.
Heyman just shit his pants.
Roman's face is always priceless when he hears, it's like the bully you'd never want to hear from again.
Lumberjack Braun.
I love Lumberjack Braun. Such a good look for him. He should just wrestle him. Look at that belt buckle.
Is it the skull again? Oh, yeah.
There we go.
It's very Brahma Bull-esque.
This is the most excited.
The alpha male of our species, gentlemen.
This is the most excited I've been for a Brock Lesnar run. I've always just been tired of him being pushed. I mean, he obviously is going for the title again, but this Brock Lesnar is different to me for some reason. I don't know if it's because he's a babyface or what, but it's been the most interested I've been in a Brock run.
I think it's the ponytail.
Roman.
Yeah, it's the
Roman
ponytail.
with those red sneakers, bro. Those sneakers are fire.
I'd say that means he's getting drafted to Raw, but he already got drafted to SmackDown.
Too late. He was prepared.
I'm so happy about that, by the way. I'm really, really happy that even though we didn't get the explanation of why SmackDown got the first pick, I'm really happy that SmackDown did get the first pick and Roman Reigns went number 1 overall.
I figured it's because we're on SmackDown. It's SmackDown Friday, so
maybe Raw gets the first pick on Monday.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I assume so.
But
so, guys, quick question for the both of you.
Yes.
Do we see any trades after the draft is over?
Yes.
Jeremy.
Yeah, we will.
I think, yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think we will after Monday.
I think it's just like, any other sport, any other draft. You're gonna finish things up. You're gonna realize you made some mistakes. You're gonna realize that one show is short on something. You're gonna realize one show is missing something, and it's gonna make some sense. We saw Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss get traded over to SmackDown, I believe, when it realized, oh hey, they need some ladies on there on the show on Friday nights. So that was a couple of years ago, I think, was when that
big
that
Suplex City chant coming out of
go.
Baltimore. Oh yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh yeah,
The tribal chief.
kick his ass, Seabass.
Nope. Welcome to Suplex City, Roman.
We walked right into that German.
And another one.
And there's his cousin. Well, that's an easy night at the office for Roman. He's going to take a couple suplexes and then let his cousins get their ass kicked.
Yep.
They can't split up the bloodline, right? Like, there's no way in hell they're going to do that.
It was pretty conspicuous that they weren't drafted apart, but hey, we still got an hour and 45 minutes left. So
and a whole nother show on Monday because again, they may not just be eligible, which is weird. Really
it looks like Brock Lesnar, the human version of Goro.
Right?
It is.
All he needs is 2 more arms.
Get in there, yeah.
I was hoping Lesnar would say a cuss word or something. Roman's gonna bitch out. He is. Yep. Acknowledge me.
I was gonna say there's a couple of words I'd like to say right now, but I don't think
acknowledge me.
It's not quite late enough for me to drop those words.
We're on.
It's a
we're on
family
cable.
show. It's a family
We'll call the internet cable so we can say shit at least.
show.
Yeah, right.
And you get an F5, but he landed on his feet, kinda.
Yeah, he did. That was weird. What's Jose drinking? More like
You better not. You better not do it.
More like what was Jose spilling?
There we go. Jay knows how to take it.
You got an F5.
Jimmy's like, I ain't taking that bump on a Friday night.
Somebody says that Jose's drinking Ovaltine.
Ovaltine. Nah, bro, I got that German grapefruit beer, bro.
I got Rockstar because I drank with a Rockstar last night and James Storm, and I'm hurting still. So
I'm sorry. That's really cool that you drank with James. I'm still stuck on what Jose just said. What the hell did you? I don't know what that is.
Bro, it's grapefruit German beer, bro. You never had grapefruit German beer?
That would be a negative.
Oh, it's amazing. And it'll
negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
It'll get you there. It'll get you there real quick.
All right.
Hey,
there's the queen.
There's my queen. There's my queen.
And Charlotte's there too.
Damn right. I love Kayla.
Got to get some Kayla love on the show.
All right, kids. It's our first commercial break. We're gonna do some trivia. I'm gonna mute my YouTube TV because that's getting a little too loud. So we got a little trivia. There's about 8 questions here, so almost one maybe for each commercial break. You can play along in the chat. I'm going to ask these questions to Rick and Jose. They are draft specific as well. We are doing some giveaways tonight. Throughout the chat, all you got to do for the giveaway is just engage in the chat, and we will pick out some winners. We got 3 different giveaways. 8 thanks to these guys also for kind of, I guess, saying they sponsored the show, so to speak, as they provided giveaways for us here. 80stees.com. We are giving away a $50 gift certificate to their website where you can pick any pro wrestling t-shirt you would like, or you don't even have to pick one. You can pick a Care Bears t-shirt. You can pick a He-Man t-shirt. Don't matter. $50 gift certificate to 80stees.com. IVPvideos.com. they are giving away a Puro box, which is kind of a monthly subscription, includes some DVDs, Blu-rays, things like that. It's going to be basic. It's basically a subscription box for pro wrestling in terms of videos, like the Blu-rays and DVDs. So you get a box, a Puro box is what they call them. And also we are giving away one digital code for Retro Mania Wrestling, great arcade style wrestling video game here, featuring guys such as the former NWA World's Champion Nick Aldis, War Horse is on there, the Legion of Doom, the Blue World Order, lots of great wrestlers on that game. The winner can choose between the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox One, or PlayStation 4 for a code. So those are going to be the prizes that we're giving away this evening. All you got to do is interact with us in the chat, and part of that interaction is going to be via trivia questions. And the first question that we're going to ask to Jose and Rick. Here we go. This is non-titled, by the way, for the STF, the Sportskeeda Trivia Federation, where Rick Ucchino is the current champ. He's going to face SP3 somewhere around Crown Jewel. SP3 just railroaded Kev Kellum. So Rick's got his.
Nicely. That was a straight up murder. He went Arn Anderson on his ass.
He pulled a Glock on Kev.
He pulled a Glock and blew his brains out.
Man, all right. Question number 1. For the first WWE draft in 2002, which 2 men were responsible for drafting both SmackDown and Raw?
Ding, ding, ding.
Jose?
Was it Eric Bischoff and Ric Flair?
Damn.
I was going to say Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon.
Man, 0-0 off the bat. You guys danced all around it, but your answer, the very first draft, was with Vince McMahon and Ric Flair.
Oh, why do we hung up on Eric Bischoff?
Yeah. You each had one of them right. One said Vince, one said Rick, but you didn't have them together. So SmackDown back now, of course, pimping the Crown Jewel main event.
Woo.
Is this the best Saudi lineup they've ever had for a Saudi pay-per-view?
Well, they got 2 matches so far, and they're pretty damn good matches.
You think Goldberg's going to be in Saudi Arabia? You think
he's going to
be.
Well, I'm kind of throwing some assumptions in there that Goldberg Lashley's added to the card. And there's some assumptions you can make of what's going to be on the show. Yeah, there's only 2 announced matches, but you have some assumptions too of what's going to be there.
By the way, Becky Lynch did confirm on Twitter just a few minutes ago that she is not eligible to be drafted until Monday.
Where she will be the number 1 pick. I already said on top story, didn't I, Jose?
You sure did.
Becky Lynch to Raw.
Well, if again, they could get telegraphed if Seth Rollins goes to Raw tonight.
Seth? Maybe Seth's not eligible, so they don't telegraph that. Imagine if
we're getting a match. 24 minutes into the show, we're finally getting a match, ladies and gentlemen.
All right,
about time. Are we getting KO and Happy Corbin?
Probably.
I can't wait for. I hope my dream comes true, where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come into AEW as the outsiders, and just like, what are these guys doing here?
I've always wanted that to be. I wanted that to be reversed. I want them to do that with MJF and WWE.
Yeah, like I've said this many times on Sportskeeda television. MJF has to have a WWE run in his career before he calls it good. He has to go.
He's 25, bro. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I would be stunned if it didn't.
Will it happen next year though? Maybe.
I mean, he already teased it by saying I got Bruce Pritchard's number in my cell phone. So
Yep.
I mean, I think it's bound to happen at some point in the future.
I think he'll resign and then go to WWE after the next contract. He'll probably do another 3 years and then go. Because there's so much he still has to do yet in AEW. I think it's too soon for him to jump ship, but he is going to go to the WWE someday. Otherwise, why be a pro wrestler, right?
By the way, guys, with Bianca Belair going to Monday Night Raw, we can guarantee at least one of the Street
One.
Profits is
One.
going to be going over to Monday Night Raw.
Frenzy Grace in the chat. Can you guys do a recap of who's on SmackDown and Raw? We got it on the ticker right now. I just added it on the ticker, but we got our teacher, your teacher, Jose G, your teacher.
Absolutely, guys. If you're just joining us right now for the WWE Draft live coverage here on Sportskeeda Wrestling, the first few picks have been done. SmackDown with the first overall pick with Roman Reigns as their number one pick. Raw picks Big E as their number one pick. Charlotte Flair, number 2 for SmackDown. Bianca Belair, number 2 for Raw.
I am laughing
What the hell
at
is
Riddick Moss
wearing?
Dude, Riddick Moss looked like $1 million too last week on that beatdown. I'm excited for him to be back and finally be able to show what he can do. I think
he goes from looking like a member of Retribution Light to Pee Wee Herman.
He's happy Riddick.
That's okay, dude. Why are you hating on the suspenders, bro? Why can you can't rock suspenders? He can rock suspenders. Look at that.
I mean,
but
yeah,
he's wearing suspenders wrong. He's not supposed to be wearing a belt with his suspenders.
I mean, I'm wearing a tuxedo T-shirt, so I can't say much about style.
But I think this pairing with Happy Corbin is actually really good.
So now Corbin wrestles in a leopard print button-up shirt.
Well, because he can afford it.
Absolutely. Give me
Rick
more
needs
Corbin.
a shirt like Happy Corbin. Says
Ozzy, I already bought the suit, man. What else do you want from it?
Did you get it just for the draft?
Rick might be a little happier if he got a shirt just like Happy Corbin.
Happy Uccino.
Oh.
What do you like better? Happy. What do you like better?
That Moss is rocking too. Now I do dig that hat.
What do you like better? Happy Uccino or Happy Rick? Jose.
Ooh, Happy Rick.
Happy Rick.
Happy Rick.
Rolls off the tongue. Nisha Dolly wants Retromania Wrestling for Atari 2600. It's not quite that retro on Atari 2600, but
it's retro.
There you go, Sean.
Retro.
There you go. We got it. We should rock the WWF sport jackets, man. Maybe they can send us some or something.
We'll have Sportskeeda make us some SK wrestling jackets,
just like the CBS sports guys wear.
Absolutely, just like the
Hell
new AEW, the blazer with the embroidered on there.
Big Nick is saying, "Is Jose drinking on the job?" Well, for what he isn't spilling.
I am
before we went live.
I am multitasking. I'm managing the notes. I'm looking over here. I'm watching the show. I'm
drinking a beer.
I'm multitasking. I'm drinking a beer.
One beer.
Friday night.
2 beers.
3 beers in.
3 beers. I had a lot more than 3 beers last night, and yeah, I am not. I'm saving my drinking for when I go out after SmackDown because I'm doing. I had a lot of fun. Indie show last night. James Storm winning the local Feds tag titles. And we got to hang out a little bit with him on the after party, and hurting a little bit today. We are in a commercial break. Thank you to everybody that is in the chat. Make sure to engage the show. Give us some thumbs up.
Share the link.
Some angry emojis or crying emojis if your favorite SmackDown star went to Raw. Give us a little heart ski. Just engage with the show, and of course engage with the show in the chat because we are giving away some prizes. So answer along in the trivia questions here. I'm gonna.
Before you ask that question, we missed something, by the way. It's kind of hard to keep up with what's being said on the TV screen while we're doing this.
Yeah.
Apparently, Riddick Moss has a new name, and I'm not making this up. They called him Mad Cat Moss.
Well, it makes sense with the hat. We got a bear cat and a mad cat.
Bear cat, and mad cat.
Bear cat versus
Somebody's
man.
obsessed with felines.
There's gonna be a bear cat versus
good shit.
What's his name again? Man cat.
Mad Cat Moss.
Oh, I said man cat.
Man,
so we're gonna get Keith Bearcat Lee versus Mad Cat
Book
Moss.
it. Book it
on Monday Night Raw.
All right. Question number 2. People in the chat, play along because you could win a prize. You could win a $50. You could win a $50 gift card to 80s Tees, man. You could buy yourself you could buy yourself a Macho Man t-shirt. Yeah. We are soon, as Mike said on the chat, we're giving away the Retromania wrestling code for the video game system of your choice, not Atari 2600. That's coming soon too. So just engage in the chat and answer questions. And here we go. Question number 2. In 2004, WWE held their first ever draft lottery. Who was the first pick?
Ding, 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 ding.
Rick?
Rey Mysterio.
In
Batista.
2000, man, 0-0 in the trivia. Your very first lottery pick in the draft lottery in 2004, Rene Dupree.
Okay.
He was moved from Raw to SmackDown.
Okay.
You guys are striking out on the trivia so far.
Title ain't on the line tonight. Jesus.
Nobody in the chat got it either. A lot of John Cena guesses.
Yeah, you think, but again, that was like the raffle, right? Like you just pick a name out of a hat.
Well,
right?
What's this guy's name again? Hopcat?
Mad
Moss?
Cat.
Oh, Mad Cat.
Moss. They went for
Mad
the
Cat.
alliteration. Mad Cat.
There's a Hopcat bar in town here. That's why. Mad Cat Moss. Okay.
Mad Cat Moss and Happy Corbin. If these guys aren't playing in a blues street band by the end of the week, it's just going to be bad booking.
I don't hate the pairing though.
Blues? You think blues? I'm thinking more ska. It looks like they're a ska band.
Yeah.
With a name like Mad Cat, you're definitely a jazz. Sorry, I meant to say jazz. You're definitely a jazz drummer if your name is Mad Cat.
I like the ska idea. Yeah. The mighty Happy Tones. I like the pairing though. I like the pairing.
I think it works. I think it works really good.
Moss really never has gotten a chance to show personality so we finally get to see a little bit of personality here, and I think he's doing a good job. I'm not hating it.
He's committed. It definitely looks like he's committed to the gig, which you have to be if you're doing something like this.
You have to be if you're wearing yellow suspenders.
That's for sure, Trucka. With a belt. Yellow suspenders with a brown belt and a black hat. Who dressed this man?
Probably the same guy that dressed as Seth Rollins.
Dude, those suits are money.
They are.
AJ Hoover wins the Retromania Wrestling download code. I believe, if I remember right, Mike will be in touch with the winners within about an hour after SmackDown. So the winners will get in touch with them a little bit after the show for your goodies, for your prizes. Once again, we are giving away. We gave away Retromania Wrestling just now. AJ Hoover in the chat here. AJ Hoover, send us a message on here, and we'll send the code to you after the show. We are also we got 2 other giveaways. IVP Videos is giving away. It was kind enough to give us a Puro box, which is a subscription box that contains mystery Blu-rays and DVDs. That's going to be a giveaway, and also a good one here, $50 to 80stees.com.
So, all right, we got and nobody kicks out of end of days.
Everybody does, Michael Cole.
That's the second one because he hit one outside.
Oh, at end of days. I was thinking of
Man.
What was I thinking of?
This is telling.
I don't know.
Very telling.
I don't know what you're thinking of, but that's a big win for Happy Corbin. And nobody has ever kicked out of end of
Deep
days.
6. I was thinking of Deep 6.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Michael Cole always says he's always surprised when someone kicks out of the Deep 6. Like everybody kicks out of it, Michael.
And the Blue Thunder Bomb. Yeah.
That too.
Those are 2 moves that should be finishers that aren't. It's incredible.
Riddick.
Yeah, this is very telling that Corbin got that solid win against Kevin Owens. So does Kevin Owens get?
He's on his way out the door.
He's probably on his way out the door, right?
No, he's getting drafted to Wednesdays.
Get drafted.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is definitely going to be Kevin Owens is going to be a free agent in more ways than one in a couple of months here. Getting the This was a hell of a match in person, by the way. I don't know how it came off on TV, but it was damn good.
There wasn't really a there wasn't really a crap match on that card. It was all together a good pay-per-view.
It really was.
Right up until the end.
Yeah.
It's how you finish, right?
The more I think about that ending, man, it's like they gave us that really, really cool setup with the demon, and it was like, just pull the trigger. That would have been a really cool way to end Roman's streak.
Crowd was so hot for that too, and
we were.
Who's that? That's Sasha Banks. My God.
We haven't seen her in weeks.
The boss is back.
Great.
Are we staying on for Rampage? No, we are not. We are. We got Smack Talk. Actually, are you in on Smack Talk tonight, Rick, or no?
I am. So yeah, how it's going to work is we'll be on for a couple more minutes after 10 o'clock rolls. Rampage is going to kind of be a watch along type deal tonight. So Dutch Mantell and Sid are going to be joining myself about 10:05. You guys will be able to bow out and go to bed at that point. Rest up.
I'm not going to bed.
So Rampage will be kind of a watch along tonight. But seeing as we're already doing this show, we just decided to just keep rolling right into Smack Talk. So we'll be in kind of our old time slot. It's a show tonight.
I did not hear this. Is this true? End of Days is called Happy Days now.
Is it?
Is that true, or is Rock just being funny?
But it makes sense. I think it makes sense.
That is that's hilarious.
Is this true? Can we confirm with the people watching? Because it's hard for us to hear because we're talking.
I think somebody said that on commentary. I think the quote was, "Should we call it Happy Days?"
That's funny.
That was probably Pat McAfee.
Happy Days.
That was probably Pat McAfee, and Vince probably heard it, and now it's going to become canon.
Damn it, pal! I like that. I used to watch Happy Days.
It's good.
Shit, pal.
When I was in my 40s, I watched Happy Days. AJ, Mike, if you're listening in, AJ has just messaged you, so keep an eye out on that. Do we cover AEW? Oh yeah, we do. Wednesday nights after AEW Dynamite, Mr. Jose G down the bottom, and Rico got the debrief.
Rico Suave.
Rico.
Yeah, man. Every Wednesday night around 10:05 p.m. we cover both NXT and AEW Dynamite. So
cool to hear from you people out here saying that you love watching the draft with us. We glad that you're along with us. We have never done this before, so it was an idea that turned into a reality, and we're having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we typically do cover Rampage as well on Friday nights on Smack Talk. So we usually go on at 11:05. But seeing as tonight's a special occasion, it's just kind of messed everything up. So next Friday, 11:05, we will go on Smack Talk, myself, Dutch Mantell, and SP3 to break down SmackDown and Rampage. So,
well, thank you for subscribing, Nick. Appreciate it.
Make sure to follow us all on Twitter as well.
Yeah, our Twitters are right there. Let me fix something here. Oh,
blow them up.
There we go. Somebody beat me to it. Thank you. Right there, Jose G. Oh, the ticker's in the way, but at Jose _G_ official, as Jose goes to turn the ticker off so he can promote himself.
There we go.
And at Rick Uccino and at JB Huskers. Go give us a follow ski.
Should we try to get a trivia question right here while we're on commercial break?
Yep. We shall.
In the good words of a friend of mine, let's get it in where we can fit it in, dog.
Well, the score is 0-0 because these guys don't know their draft trivia, apparently.
It's I didn't have any time to study today. Usually I like to. I'm a good student. Usually I like to study.
They popped this on me yesterday, so come on.
Settle down, Jose, says Mike. All right, question number 3. WWE held the first draft in 2002. Who were the first picks for both Raw and SmackDown?
Bing, 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 bing.
Jose?
First pick for for SmackDown was The Rock. And first pick for Monday Night Raw was Triple H. Damn.
Rick?
No Googling, no Wikipedia.
Is that
Rick?
All right, I'm going to say Taker to SmackDown and Triple H to Raw.
I did not ask you to get the brands right, but either way. Vince McMahon selected The Rock #1 to SmackDown. Ric Flair selected The Undertaker to Raw at number 2.
Again, we were half right.
Again, all dancing all around it, but it's still 0-0.
Jesus.
I might have to pull the title from Rick Ucchino here and make it vacant.
Let's get another one in. Let's get another one in.
Or as the WWE likes to say, advocated or whatever fancy word they found on thesaurus.com.
We got to be doing round 2 here.
We got SmackDown back.
Round 2. Here we go.
We'll bust out some more trivia on the next commercial break. Let me turn up the TV here a little bit. By TV, I mean YouTube TV browser.
Yeah.
Whoa. As expected.
That's a big pick.
Drew McIntyre gets picked in the second round.
Rick got my hopes up because Rick's ahead of me by like 5 seconds. Rick got my hopes up when he went, yeah. I thought LA Knight got drafted just there. Yeah. But no. Drew McIntyre. Look at that graphic. Look at that graphic. Shout out to Pratik for these awesome graphics that he made for the draft. Bro.
Arcade Bro.
The rumors, did I not say that they weren't going to do it, Jose, on Top Story today? Did I say there were so many people thinking they were going to get broken up in the draft? And I said, no way, Jose. I said that this is too hot of a product to break them up.
What the hell?
What the hell? What the heck? Are you serious? Oh my God.
I think I hear booze. I hear booze.
No, they better trade him on. Number 4 pick, ladies and gentlemen.
Why the hell do you break them up?
The New Day is coming back to SmackDown.
I think Rollins to Raw is confirmed now too. But it won't be announced till Monday. Oh, USA is happy. I think USA and Universal are happy. Let's see. Let me see if I got the ticker updated here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're following along here
on
the WWE Draft live coverage, the round 2 of the draft. SmackDown selects Drew McIntyre. Raw picks RK Bro, the current Raw Tag Team Champions. SmackDown picks The New Day, separating them from Big E again. And the Rated R Superstar goes to the Red Brand. So, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Edge coming to Raw, New Day being separated.
Terrible.
I hate it. I hate it.
You just reunited them. Just reunited them.
Why can't you just we were all happy that the New Day was back together. Big E can be the WWE champion and still be a part of the New Day. They can all be on the same show. He doesn't have to be separated from them. You did this for a year. Yeah. It was a means to get Big E on this solo run and get him to the WWE title. That's all well and good. He doesn't need to be by himself. This worked with Kofi Kingston as a WWE champion and Big E and Xavier Woods by his side. Why can't we do the same thing with E? This makes no sense to keep them separated.
Terrible. We got check out the bottom of the screen there. We got the ticker updated with round 2's picks. Boy, terrible breaking up the New Day again.
Yeah,
you could. You could hear booze in the crowds. Watch your head, Kayla.
Year in a row.
Watch your head, Kayla.
They do this.
I will say at least they gave him some respect this time around, because last year, remember, they were all split in like the 4th or 5th round. Like they just kept sliding behind dudes who had no business getting picked ahead of them. So at least they all went in the first 2 rounds this year. So there is that. But
wow.
Unbelievable. What are the people saying in the comments about this about the New Day separating?
Stupid. They should stay together.
Steven is not a happy camper right now. Melinda says New Day should stay together. Guys, chime in on this. We want your reactions. All 100
Sound off.
of you that are watching right now who have been here for a damn hour with us now. We love you all.
Share the link or you stink.
Chime in on the my goodness. I mean, these other picks are great. They all make sense. Splitting up the New Day makes no sense. That is not a good decision. But we do have Drew McIntyre that is coming over to Friday Night SmackDown, and our own Kev Kellum did chat with the big man this week, talking about the draft, talking about challenging Big E, which, by the way, he shows up on Monday. Chat points his sword at Big E like he wants the WWE title. Big E's going to Raw. Drew McIntyre's coming to SmackDown. So all of that looks moot now.
Yeah.
But regardless, Kevin got to sit down with Drew McIntyre. We got a little bit of that here for you.
Of course, a lot of great live events coming up. And a recent live event, you ended the show in a very massive way. We got ourselves a new WWE champion, Big E, a beloved favorite. He gets over Bobby Lashley, who's giving you some issues in a steel cage. And speaking of steel, he's in a cage. Thankfully, that cage was between him and you because you had a sword in your hand this past Monday night. And you have made it clear that Big E is your next destination. The WWE title is back in your sights.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking to make a statement. At the end of Raw, I said the second that MVP and Lashley screwed me out of the WWE title, and per stipulation, I couldn't challenge for the title so long as Lashley's champion. The second it's possible, I'll be back on the scene. The show that Big E won the title, I was on earlier, and I had to leave the building to get ready for the European tour. The following week, I was in Europe. This was the first chance I was actually able to walk out and remind everybody, what I said and let Big E know my intentions were that I'm coming back for the title, and I don't care who I have to run through, but I'm going to get my hands back in the title. At the same time, I'm very, very happy for Big E. There's somebody that I've watched his whole career happen in front of my eyes, from FCW through NXT, heading on to the roster for the very first time. Is very serious, not quite being himself, still trying to find himself. I've been there to inevitably New Day getting together as a very serious faction, and eventually getting the real personalities out there, getting so over, and finally getting that singles run where he could show the world what he could do by himself, all the while being just a great person inside the ring, outside the ring. We're not inside the ring all the time, but having fun inside the ring, being a great person outside the ring, beloved by the fans, and paying his dues. So that's why it makes it so difficult for me. Pains me that I have to take that title off and potentially get it back, because he is a genuinely good guy who's earned it. But then again, I might have just wasted my breath and everyone's time at the end of Raw, because the draft is this Friday on SmackDown and next week on Raw. So I might just get drafted and be on the show with Roman and go for him.
So everything's up in the air right now in an exciting way. Everyone's in movement and everything's moving forward. Now,
so there we go. Drew McIntyre did turn out to waste all of our time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
By the way, Kofi Kingston on Twitter just now said, "Blue team, baby." And then he put in parentheses, "Don't worry, he's going to get drafted to SmackDown on Monday." I think he missed the entire first round. Or he thinks that he's going to be eligible again on Monday.
Maybe it could be a trade. Maybe we do get Roman. Maybe they swap Roman for Big E. I mean, who knows?
No way, Fox.
Not likely.
No.
Why the hell?
That's an interesting question, though, Jose. What would Monday Night Raw have to trade to get Roman Reigns back? How heavy of a deal would that have to be? 5 superstars for one? 6? To make it even worth that while?
The entire Hurt Business for Roman Reigns.
So
not even that.
Speaking of Drew McIntyre, we also have. We'll probably play this on the next commercial break if we can find. Maybe Rick can cue it up for the next break. Vince Russo on why drafting Drew McIntyre to SmackDown is a bad move. So we'll show that on the next break. Wow, that it's just terrible to break up the New Day again.
All right, let's see if we can get a trivia question right. Damn it, we're on commercial break here.
Let's do it.
All right. I got the camera is literally right in front of my spreadsheet, so I got to turn my head and read. Question number 4. That score is 0-0. Can we get a trivia question right? Play along in the chat. Play along in the chat. You could possibly win a prize. Question number 4. The 2006 draft consisted of only 2 picks. 1 superstar from Raw and 1 superstar from SmackDown were drafted to ECW. So let me read that again. The 2006 draft consisted of only 2 picks. 1 Raw superstar and 1 SmackDown superstar went to ECW. Who were they?
Ding.
Rick.
I'm going to say Lashley and Matt Hardy.
Jose.
I'm going to say RVD and Big Show. Damn.
And the trivia score stays at 0-0. We got a few people in the chat, either quick on Google or knew it. RVD and Kurt Angle.
I was right on one of them. Damn it. I should be getting half points for this, Jeremy.
Hey, you got to get it right to get a point. There's no half points in the STF.
This is what happens when I don't get to study. Like
Sure.
I needed to look this stuff up beforehand. This is why I kicked Kevin's ass, because I was studying like SummerSlam trivia like all damn day.
And you still got the questions wrong. No, not you. Kevin did. He watched that. He watched that SummerSlam. What was it, 92? Like the hours before, and he still got those questions wrong. Got Edge with a promo right now.
Edge getting fired up.
Boy, he's not selling the neck injury very much anymore, is he? I thought he would come out here selling the neck injury a little bit more. He seems to be perfectly okay.
Right?
I mean,
it's been 3 weeks.
He adjusted his neck a little bit. So I mean, maybe he's selling it a little bit.
The way that Seth sold it last week, though, or the week before, saying he heard a pop and he was stretchered away.
Ozzy continuing to talk shit to Rick Ucchino. Rick, you are not going to kick Sid Rock's ass.
Oh,
nobody's confident in you. Vegas has you as a huge underdog in the SP3 title match for Crown Jewel. Vegas has got you at a huge underdog.
No, you guys need to bet me as the favorite so I can sabotage it and win some money.
Oh, look at that, Melinda in the chat. You guys are great. Well, thank you.
Oh, you're so
thank you, Melinda. Thank you. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you never miss an update,
bro.
Mike in the chat there for you. Next giveaway, a $50 gift card to 80stees.com.
Well, even my
let us know in the chat who your favorite old school wrestler is.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, you're fine. Let us know in the chat who your favorite old school wrestler is for a chance to win $50 to 80s Tees. As Edge is getting real close to my face right now.
Look at the fluff. Look at that jacket, baby. Somebody robbed Becky Lynch's closet.
Oh no, it's the shawl he always wears. That's that shawl he always wears around his neck. Oh, he's at Edge's house.
Are you ahead of me?
No, I can just tell.
Yeah.
No, I just have a feeling he's at Edge's house.
He probably is.
He's gonna go. You want to get nuts?
You know what?
Come on.
Let's get nuts.
If they're setting up for Edge, Rollins, Becky, and Beth Phoenix, I'll take it.
Oh, that is a good point, Rick. This could be the setup for the mixed tag.
I'll take it. I know Seth and Becky have said they have no interest in working with one another again because they just don't work well with one another on screen.
Yeah, they're not.
But
they don't
their
have the
characters nowadays kind of mesh a little bit better.
They do.
Yeah. And they both wear ridiculous outfits.
Yeah. Give me that match. Give me that.
Hell yeah. I almost dropped an F-bomb, but hell yeah. I thought I was on my podcast for a minute. It's going to drop an F-bomb.
Edge, what are you going to do?
I told you. I told you he was at the Copeland Ranch.
Edge is now running.
What's he going to do? Run to...
What are you going to do? You're going to jump on a plane and just fly all the way over there? You're in Baltimore, for God's sakes.
Where does Edge and Beth live? North Carolina? I think they're in North Carolina. Oh, the door's open.
Oh, that's a nice place.
Beth, are you there?
Oh my goodness! Look at that,
Yo,
Jay.
She's gonna
yeah.
she's
Oh
gonna
wow,
glam
I
slam him.
love that. Is the best jacket I've seen to date, and it's got all the Seth
Look at that
Rollins
shirt, or that's a
logos on
jacket.
it. Love it.
Personally, I would love it if Beth Phoenix just showed up and kicked the ever-loving shit out of Seth Rollins.
Give him a glam.
I will show you how to do a glam slam.
Glam slam on the
Glam-
kitchen island.
Yes, that was you took the words out of my mouth, Jeremy. Oh, now he's raiding the refrigerator.
What's in Edge's refrigerator?
Some orange juice. We got a little bit of OJ.
Steven in the chat. Beth might come in with a gun.
Got some sour cream up in there. Got an apple. You gonna leave the fridge open, bro?
What a
We just saw
That's
the camera guy in
rude.
the reflection.
what an
Just on the
inconsiderate
camera.
asshole.
That's rude. You just leaving the refrigerator open. How dare you?
This is awesome that he went to Edge's house.
Showcasing the kids' artwork. Very nice.
This is awesome. I love this, man.
This is so not. Here's the thing, though. Not only is Edge at that dude's house, but he actually got a camera guy to go with him to Edge's house, like in kayfabe.
Oh, don't do it, Seth. Don't do it.
What are we doing? What is the point of all this?
To get
What
in
are you
Edge's
doing?
head? Because Seth is insane.
That's for sure.
I thought he was going to ruin one of the artwork.
I mean, is Beth and the kids even home?
Doesn't look like it.
Hey, at least you shut the fridge door. This is awesome. He's like dancing like the Joker at the museum in 1989 Batman. Another reference to 1989. Hey, at least he closed the door too.
I was
Oh,
thinking more like Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah,
Seems to be more what he's doing.
Edge has a nice house.
He does.
Very rustic.
Oh, we got the family portrait. I mean, okay, like I understand that you're a WWE superstar, you live in the public life, but your home is one thing. You're letting your home to be seen by 2 million plus viewers right now. Is that such a smart thing?
Okay, there's two things here that I just noticed that I think only I would notice. One, Seth Rollins is eating that apple, one, without washing it, and two, without taking the sticker off. And three, I don't care how rich and famous you are, nobody's house is just that clean. I'm sorry, especially with kids. There's no way in hell this is not believable one iota.
We've seen Edge's house before in vignette or like interviews and stuff when Edge was on his way back. So this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time we've seen Edge's house, actually.
Look at that. They got the fireplace on and nobody's home. Attention to detail, baby.
Oh, they definitely detailed this house right before they came into.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
this is awesome.
This is probably the best segment I've seen in years.
He threw the eaten apple on the floor. Oh, he's calling Beth.
Oh, so she's doing groceries. That's why they're not home. Got it. I mean, who does grocery? I mean, I guess you're a high profile person. Groceries at 9 o'clock at night. That's about right.
Also time zone. Time zone.
Yeah.
So.
That was such a good segment.
Yeah, thank you, Pat. Call the damn police, Seth. Edge, what are you doing?
That was a good segment, guys.
That was really good.
That was.
I think we're gonna revisit that. I don't think Seth is done. He's got an agenda for being at Edge's house tonight.
Watch her. I bet you Carmella goes to Raw so she could be with with Graves.
The first time she would ever be drafted over to Monday Night Raw. She is the last remaining original member of the SmackDown roster when they first did the brand split back in 2016.
Wow.
So,
Look at that nugget from Rick right there.
Yeah, why don't you ask that?
Wow.
Damn it.
Damn, Carmella looking fine tonight.
Well, she is the most beautiful woman in all of it.
That's true. God, I wonder if they trade announcers? Maybe McAfee goes to SmackDown.
There's no way they'd do that. No way in hell would they. I think Michael Cole would quit if they took Pat McAfee away from him.
Cole has said in interviews that Pat McAfee's rejuvenated his career. Yeah, Cole probably, and Cole has some pull.
Oh my God, we get Liv. We're getting this match again though. I mean, I'm happy we get Liv Morgan on TV, but
it's the WWE. We got to have a match for the 80th time.
Yeah.
Whose dog just barked?
If you missed
Come on, you didn't see this coming?
If you missed it, by the way, this match was incredible on the kickoff show.
Yeah, it was good.
At Extreme Rules. And that crowd was white hot for Liv Morgan.
Mike, only trivia Rick's gotten right all night was the Carmella one. That's funny.
You got to ask the right questions, Mike.
See, that's the thing. Where did that chat go? Oh yeah, there. If McAfee goes to Raw, Nakamura joins him. That'd be, if Nakamura gets, that's the only. Well, maybe they just flip flop. Michael Cole and McAfee go to Raw, and then Jimmy and Graves and Saxton go to SmackDown. Maybe, Pat is money. Yes, Pat is amazing.
See, selfishly, as somebody who actually has some skin in the game, who has to cover SmackDown professionally, I would prefer to keep Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. That's just me, though.
All right, let me
add such a level of entertainment to the show. It's
tremendous,
incredible.
It's amazing. Like he killed it in NXT with Adam Cole, baby. He killed it there, killed it in the ring, killed it in that one-on-one match, his first ever professional match. It was an amazing match. And then he killed it again in War Games, and now he's killing it on commentary. It's like the man can't lose. All right. We are on a commercial break here. Let's see if somebody can get a trivia question right, for Christ's sake.
I already did.
You can't get your own trivia question right.
Trivia question right. I get a point.
It don't count.
That does not count. We only have four more questions left. Hopefully somebody scores, for crying out loud. I think I remember Mike telling me in a private message that these were kind of softball questions. Apparently not. All right. Play along in the chat.
Nothing that's 20 years old, Mike, is a softball question.
Play along in the chat, because these two guys aren't playing along, apparently. Question number 5. Following the inaugural WWE Draft in 2002, 2 championships were made exclusive to SmackDown. Which 2 championships?
Ding.
Rick.
The World Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental title.
This is a tough one. Jose.
The WWE Championship and the United States Championship.
Damn
it.
The Tag Team Championship and the Hardcore Championship were made exclusive to SmackDown. Billy and Chuck were the Tag Team Champions, and Maven was the Hardcore Champion at that time. Those guys were drafted to SmackDown. Since they were drafted to SmackDown, that made those titles exclusive to SmackDown, while the Intercontinental and European titles, which were held by Rob Van Dam and William Regal, went to Raw. And once again, nobody gets a trivia question right.
Nobody wins. Nobody wins.
So just to do a recap here, guys, Jose, if you want to run down the big board for us there, Mr. Teacher Man.
Absolutely, guys. If you're just tuning in here into the WWE Draft live coverage here on Sportskeeda Wrestling, there has been 2 rounds that have gone by. Yeah, we're going to recap everything for you. SmackDown had the number 1 overall pick with Roman Reigns as their number 1 pick. The Universal Champion stays on the blue brand. Meanwhile, Big E stays on the red brand. However, they got separated later on. SmackDown's number 2 pick is the Raw Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. Meanwhile, former SmackDown Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, is moving over to the red brand as their number 2 pick. SmackDown in the 2nd round picks the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, moving over to the blue brand. And RK Bro, the current Raw Tag Team Champions, are going to be staying on the red brand. And for the 2nd pick of the 2nd round for SmackDown, SmackDown picks The New Day, separating them from Big E.
Boo.
And Raw picks Edge for their 2nd pick on the 2nd round. So very eventful night so far. A lot of people are not happy with the New Day being separated. But as far as the first picks, it's kind of like where everybody was expecting where it was to go.
Yeah, and that's for the people who are eligible to be drafted tonight. Becky Lynch has already confirmed that she is not among those who are eligible to be drafted tonight. One person who everybody's pissed off that the nickname was split.
The B word.
Uh-oh. What about the S word? What's going on?
I don't think you can say the S word on Fox.
Oh, she's putting on the Sheamus
gimmick
mask. Yeah, the Sheamus mask. One person who's pissed off that Drew McIntyre might be going over to Friday Night SmackDown is our own Vince Russo. He sit down with Dr. Chris Featherstone and explain why he thinks Drew going over to SmackDown is a bad idea.
Drew McIntyre, Vince.
Oh, this is tough. This is tough. Bro, I think if you don't allow Drew to reestablish himself and you move him over to the other show right now, I think that could hurt him dramatically. I think he would be going over to SmackDown with no credibility because this is another guy, bro. You can get back into Reigns with McIntyre in a minute, but he's got to be rebuilt first, bro.
Yeah,
he's got to be rebuilt. And I think the writing is on the wall, bro, based on what they did last week, him coming out the end of the Lashley thing. That's where they're going. So I would be shocked if either one of those guys moved.
Well, shocked you are. Shocked you are, because that is what happened. And we are ready for round 3. Oh, well, that's duh. Okay. Wow. Much higher than I thought these two would go.
Yeah.
Happy Corbin and Mad Cap, not Mad Hat. Mad Cap Moss.
Jeez, we can't get. I'm going to call him. So we can't have a Mad Cat Bear Cat match. Damn it.
Wow. Super Brutality staying on Raw. SmackDown passed up the women's tag team champions to draft Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. That is a dumb decision on Fox's part.
I'm gonna update the ticker for you guys.
Oh.
Hit row.
Did I not tell you?
On SmackDown, that is very.
Did I not tell you they were getting drafted? Did I not?
So we're going to have the Bloodline, 2/3 a New Day, and Hit Row all on SmackDown.
Imagine if we get the Profits on there too, if they don't get broken up.
And Keith Lee getting drafted this high. Now they're calling him the Ferocious Bearcat Keith Lee.
How many nicknames can we throw on a guy?
It's limitless.
Oh.
I see what you did there.
Oh, I'm so. I am so damn.
Who was Raw's number 5 pick?
Rhea
Ripley and Nikki Ash.
Yeah, Super Brutality.
Wow. That is an interesting third round there, folks. That is an extremely interesting.
I'm going to start calling Keith Lee Bear Cap now instead of Bear Cat. I'm going to call him Bear Cap.
Mad Bear Cap Lee.
Yeah. All right. Did I get that?
We're getting the New Day.
I got this right in the ticker. Let's see here. So we got round 3, Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. With pick number 10, Super Brutality, Rhea Ripley, Nikki ASH. And with pick number 11, we've got Hit Row Records going to SmackDown. And pick number 12, we've got Keith, Ferocious Bearcat, Madcap Lee going to Monday Night Raw.
So a couple of things I can only guarantee right now. Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, no way they're eligible to be drafted tonight because there's no way you're going to sit on the United States or the Intercontinental Championships. Even if you don't, for whatever reason, see value enough to draft them in the first 3 rounds, those titles are enough to draft in the first 3 rounds. So they cannot be eligible tonight. There's no way that those guys are going to get taken in round 4 or 5 or however many we have tonight.
We got somebody that's not a fan of Hit Row. I love Hit Row, man. Hit Row's awesome.
I think it's so weird to throw Hit Row on the 2-hour show. I think they're
already on the 2-hour show.
I understand that, but now they're going to be sharing time with a lot of other acts. Like, I know they try to get as much into SmackDown as they can, but man, I don't know. I think Hit Row, especially with as much time as they can take in their segments, I think Raw was a better pick for them there, but maybe Fox wanted him. I'm not sure.
Dale Munson in the chat, not a fan of Rick's joke there for the limitless joke, I don't think.
Come on, that was good. That gets dad joke of the year.
I have said for a long time that my humor is just not appreciated at this company. Like, you guys just don't realize how funny I am and what I bring to the table.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if someone can get a trivia question right.
Oh, yeah.
We've asked 5 questions. The score is still 0-0 between Jose and Rick. If this is for the title, I might consider stripping Rick of the title as commissioner of the STF Sportskeeda Trivia Federation. I'm considering stripping Rick of the title.
Oh, whatever. I will protest.
I've got the power.
Above your head.
I've got the power.
Question number 6. Play along in the chat as well, because we still got a giveaway, a little giveaway to do here with a company called IVP Videos, basically subscription box where you could get some wrestling Blu-rays and DVDs. So that's still yet a giveaway. So play along in the chat. As long as you engage with the show, you might be able to win a little something. Question number 6. Who? I mean, New Day just came out, so I got to do the who, right? Who is the only superstar in the WWE history to be drafted to both Raw and SmackDown while holding the WWE Championship?
While holding the WWE Championship.
Who is the only superstar in WWE history to be drafted to both Raw and SmackDown while holding the WWE Championship?
Ding, ding. I am going to guess John Cena. Son of a bitch.
Everybody in the chat guessing John Cena as well. Jose.
Son of a bitch.
Brock Lesnar. Damn it.
Triple H. Was it Triple H?
It's time to play the game.
Seriously.
Triple H was moved to Raw in 2000, moved from Raw to SmackDown in 2008, and then back from SmackDown to Raw in 2009.
That was my first choice, and I went against it. You always got to go with your first choice.
6 rounds of trivia. And
how about this 8-man tag we got right now?
This is a pimpin' 8-man tag.
We got New Day. We got
Street Profits.
We got Dirty Dogs and Alpha Academy. We got them all. That's a hell of a, if this stays the way it is, that's a hell of a tag division, though, by the way, on SmackDown.
Did we throw up the graphics? Did we throw up the graphics for the picks on this last round?
Nobody changed rounds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
All the graphics we had ready are
changing.
All the picks. Yeah, all the picks.
There, that's one that actually happened.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh man. Yeah, so somebody's got to actually change brands. We've had a few. We got Charlotte, Bianca Belair, Drew McIntyre, New Day, and
hey, look, WWE stealing our gimmick with this ticker on the bottom.
You sons of
God damn. First Meltzer scoops me from Top Story earlier today. And then I said that. Well, yeah. It hasn't happened yet. But I said it before Meltzer reported it that expect Xia Li and Dakota Kai to get drafted. And he threw in Aaliyah too, but she's been basically main roster. She had been on NXT in ages. So
far we've had 12 picks, and we have had Charlotte change brands, Bianca change brands, Drew McIntyre, New Day, and Edge. So we have had 5 of the 12 picks change brands.
Yep, we got that. We do have that little graphic there.
Yep.
Who else changed brands?
Drew McIntyre did.
And Edge.
And Edge.
And the New Day.
And the New Day. So 3 out of the 4 picks in round 2 did change brands. So it was round 3 is where both brands decided to play a little defense and protect their superstars. I honestly, I get wanting to keep Nikki and Rhea on Raw, again, going for believability. I don't know how you pass up Super Brutality for Happy Corbin and some guy we just remembered existed a week ago in Madcap Moss. I don't understand how you, if you're SmackDown, you pass up Rhea effing Ripley and Nikki ASH for Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. I don't know how you do that.
Well, you also don't know who's in the pool. You don't know who's in the pool yet, too.
Exactly. But this is actually, out of all the picks here, Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, that's probably got to be the surprise of the night, if you think about it. Because nobody was even had that in their mouth, that conversation of, wow, let's put Corbin in these first few rounds of the picks. And then you added Madcap Moss, who just returned last week. Very out of left field. I don't know. This looks like these two are going to get pushed quite a bit.
Montez doing the old, what the 5 fingers say to the face?
By the way, what happened between Liv Morgan and Carmella? Carmella just put on this Destro-style glitter mask, and was there even a match? Did that happen, or she just kicked Liv's ass and walked away?
It may have been a no contest.
They went to commercial. We played the Vince Russo clip. I went to the bathroom, and we were back on the draft. So probably.
I was too busy watching the Vince Russo clip to see what happened. Ozzy in the chat saying Carmella won. So.
Again, shocker.
Yeah, but let's not push Liv Morgan for Christ's sake.
See, I thought that would have been Morgan gets the win and then she gets drafted high. That would have been something that made sense. Instead, they're going to continue this. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get it. And I don't like it. But maybe Liv Morgan's not eligible to be drafted tonight. Did you guys think we had more picks by now?
Yeah, we only had 12 so far.
Traditionally, when they do the draft, they do 5 picks per round. They've only been doing 4. So, we're short 5 people, technically.
We'll probably do 2 more rounds.
In a traditional draft. So
it's probably going to be 8 more picks with 45 minutes left to go in the show.
I bet they're going to be doing some stuff afterwards, too, I would guess.
Yeah.
Probably talking smack,
Supplemental draft picks, yeah.
Oh, so here's the other thing, by the way, with Hit Row coming up to Friday night. That means Mr. Isaiah Swerve Scott's got to drop the North American title, does he not?
Yep.
Very true. He's
probably
going to drop it.
Probably just going to relinquish it.
Screw it.
He hasn't defended the title in over a month and a half now, man.
You know what?
So.
Let's shake things up a bit, shall we? Bring that North American title to Friday Night SmackDown and send Shinsuke Nakamura and the Intercontinental title to NXT.
I like it. The NXT Intercontinental title.
They don't have any damn value on the Intercontinental Championship anyway.
That's a hell of an idea. I like it.
They literally have not defended it on a pay-per-view since WrestleMania. They don't give a damn about that title.
I've got 2 trivia questions left. Can either one of these jokers get one right? Let's find out.
I'm dropping all sorts of knowledge on this show. You're just asking the wrong question.
You're just not dropping the right knowledge, apparently. Question number 7. Who or what? I was going to say who. But let's say who, because who was the first team to ever be selected in the history of the WWE Draft?
The first team?
First team.
So that would have been 2002. Presumably. Maybe.
The gears are grinding. I can see the gears grinding.
I'm trying to think. 2002. Ding.
Rick.
Hardy Boys.
I see one person in the chat's got it right. Who was the first team to be selected in the history of the WWE Draft?
Who? I'm going to go Evolution.
Correct.
Boom! No,
I got you.
Yeah, man, you fucking.
I
excuse
got
me,
him.
You got me. You got
I
me.
got him.
Damn
With
it.
the 4th overall selection of the 2002 WWE Draft, Ric Flair and Monday Night Raw selected X-Pac, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, the NWO.
Bullshit.
I got Jose on that one. I started my Miz correct.
Who's like,
Swerve.
I was about. You had me. You had me.
Jack Tunney just suspended Jose for his mouth. Jack Tunney.
Excuse me. Sorry. I'll pay the fine.
I would love to know where the Hardys went in that draft. Damn it.
Right. Let's pull that up here.
Hey, can we get some draft questions from this decade, Mike? What are we doing? Everything has been 2002, 2004. I think 2006 was the latest question you have asked.
The champion's not happy. The champion's not happy that he's not getting it his way, even though I'm not winning. But, man, draft is draft. You got to know the last 20 years of this stuff, bro.
So, Rick, you were talking about the Hardys. They were not a team back then. They had been split up, but they did both get drafted to Raw. But this was 2002 would have been the time of version 1.
Split up by 2002 already? Jesus.
I think version 1 was about that time. Version 1, 2002. All right. If we can't get the last one right, I will pull something from a recent WWE draft for you guys. I'm gonna pull up. He's
really gonna throw the softball. He's gonna stand real close. He's like, all right, hit it. Go.
All right. Who was the number 1 overall pick in the 20?
Oh, I got a good one. I got a good one. I got a good one if you guys can't get the 8th question right. And plus, we might just go ahead and ask a bonus question anyways because we have more commercial breaks.
Baby. Why not?
Yeah, we have more commercial breaks to go. So,
Dawkins, best hot tag in the business. Oh.
No, I think the best hot tag in the business is Johnny Hungy from the Dark Order. That dude's got an awesome hot tag sequence.
Otis just decapitating Xavier Woods. Up. Big man going down. So I was joking, by the way. I was joking with somebody on Twitter earlier today and accidentally came up with, I think, a brilliant idea. Could you imagine if they took a more real sports like twist on the draft and started having superstars do combines? Could you imagine the bits? They would either be fantastic or terrible.
And Bianca Belair would be like a monster in those things.
Yeah, right? Tell me you wouldn't want to see Montez Ford do a vertical leap or Big E do a bench press. Like, you could do some really, really good stuff there.
I think that'll be mad cool. I mean, that'll just bring a lot more of the sports aspect into the storytelling. So I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think WWE would clown it a little too much, maybe, but
Mike in the chat, imagine Riddle's combine prep. Bro.
No, Riddle can't take place in the combine because he fails the drug test.
All right. Mike in the chat has said we're doing our final giveaway. It's going to be for a Puro box from ivpvideos.com, basically a subscription. And there's your future King of the Ring getting the pin. Which is odd. They have not mentioned King of the Ring with Crown Jewel just around the corner. They have not even mentioned King and Queen of the Ring yet.
Ooh, good point. Aren't the finals supposed to take place in Saudi Arabia?
Yep.
Very interesting.
They're probably just waiting until after the draft to start the tournament or something.
Montez selling the ribs really well.
Now, remember last year, right? The New Day was in the ring and they split them up. I was thinking maybe they might do that with the Street Profits there, but they did not.
So you're still ahead of me. So well, we went from Montez to his wife, Bianca Belair.
This match is going to bang. It's going to be great. All right.
All right. Can we get a right answer for the love of God? No. If not, I got a good backup question that still probably won't get answered right, but hey, what the hell?
We'll give
Question.
No prep, bro. This is what happens with no prep.
All right, you guys whined about old questions. At least
I haven't whined about a damn thing.
All right, Rick whined enough for the both of you. All right, this is a current question. Who was the number one overall selection of the 2020 WWE Draft?
Ding.
Rick.
Drew McIntyre.
Correct. I finally get to use my Miz voice. Correct. All right, bonus question.
That was a softball. That is the definition of a softball question.
All right, bonus question since we're still on commercial. So this is hypothetically question number 9. What year was NXT involved in the first draft?
Ding, ding, ding.
Jose.
2019. Oh, no.
Did you knock your beer over again? Oh.
No. Triple H. I knocked Triple H down. But I just remember.
He's gonna bury you with the shovel now.
I just remembered the year.
Now, because the newest incarnation of the draft, when they split everything, that's when the Universal Championship came into effect. Because Raw didn't have a title, and I know Finn Balor was part of that draft because he was the first ever Universal Champion, even though he only had it for a day. Whether or not NXT was involved in any previous drafts before that, I don't know. So I'm going to say 2016.
Correct.
Yeah, there we go, baby.
Outgoing only, but NXT's first involvement in the draft was in 2016. They were not involved in 2017, but have been involved in 2018 and ever since. So now Rick is up 2-0. After
Do we
about
have a bonus question.
bonus.
Let me get one. Let me get old Wikipedia up here. Who in that 2016 draft? Who was the first NXT superstar to get drafted?
In the
Ding, ding, ding.
Jose?
Finn Balor.
Yeah, it was Finn Balor.
Correct. Finn Balor was drafted.
Is this a trick question? I literally just he was like 5th overall, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. When they did the 5 picks, 2 and 3, Finn Balor picked 5th overall.
He asked who the NXT superstar was. He didn't say anything else.
Yeah. Seth Rollins was first. Dean Ambrose second. Charlotte third. AJ Styles fourth. Finn Balor from NXT.
Yeah, that turned out to be a really bad pick for Monday Night Raw because they took Seth Rollins thinking he was going to win the WWE Championship off of Dean Ambrose.
Bonus. Who was the second NXT pick of that 2016 draft?
Ding.
Right.
Alexa Bliss.
I'll be impressed if you get this, Jose.
I had another name in mind. Oh, son of a...
Was it Bailey?
No.
With the 22nd pick of the
I think I know it.
2016 draft, SmackDown selected.
Was it Enzo and Cass?
No. American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable.
Wow, really?
Christopher Ryan Cooper, congrats on winning the IVP Videos subscription box, the Puro box. Hopefully there's some sweet DVDs in there for you. Message us, and like I said, Mike will be in touch with all the winners within about an hour after SmackDown. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, I guess, for tonight, you could say. Retromania Wrestling from Retrosoft and IVPvideos.com and also 80stees.com. Thank you to those three for providing us with these giveaways. Hey, guess what? Probably, I don't know. We haven't officially announced it yet, but we may be back Monday. So maybe more giveaways. We'll find out. We'll let you know.
We've been running a solid triple digits of viewers for the entirety of this show. So hell yeah, I think we should come back on Monday.
You're damn right.
Jeez.
And we'll have Kev. Kev is actually on Fight TV right now for an AAW pay-per-view.
We don't
so Kev couldn't join us tonight. He's busy doing the Mean Gene at AAW. But he should probably join us. He'll probably be able to join us on Monday. All right.
All right, round 4.
I'm going to get the ticker ready to update.
Come on, let's switch some brands, guys. Mike wants to use. Whoa. Camera going nuts. Mike wants to use these graphics that we spent a lot of time making.
Yeah, we got a lot of them.
This is Pat McAfee just said these are the last picks. This is it, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's Naomi. It's probably going to be Naomi. Look at her face.
Yep.
Look at that face.
It has to be Naomi.
Wow. Interesting.
Naomi.
We're going to get a lot of picks on Monday.
Well, it's a 3-hour show, too. Naomi. I like how she said it. That was great.
Naomi.
Mike, if you're listening, I'm updating the ticker, so I got that covered, buddy. Look at her face.
Wow.
Ray they're gonna heading to the red brand.
Oh, they're gonna split the Mysterios.
Ray and Dominic are going.
They're splitting the Mysterios, aren't they? Oh, they're both going.
Yeah,
they're both going. Yeah, they're both going.
I didn't hear her. I just heard Ray.
Oh, love this pick. Love this pick.
Hell yeah.
Jeff Hardy heading back to the blue brand.
Jeff Harvey.
Now push him.
Jeff Harvey, as Mike Adamle famously said. Is Dominic Dominik?
Correct. DOM.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Austin Theory going to Monday Night Raw.
All right, that's kind of a dud for me, anyway.
Oh, Austin Theory's good. Come on.
But I mean, no, but it's just like part of the problem is we don't know who's eligible to be drafted, so we really don't know who's getting passed up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so 20 picks tonight. That's it. Or excuse me, 16.
16.
16 picks. There are a lot of names still out there, folks.
Well, you got a 3-hour show Monday, so that'll kind of.
You'll probably get 5 or 6 rounds on Monday.
Yeah, we'll probably get at least 6.
Well, guys, just to recap with y'all, if y'all watching along or if you're just tuning in, we got the current picks for the first 4 rounds of the WWE Draft.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
Oh, the crowd popped for this. What did Brock say?
Are we live right now?
No, before that. What did he say to Jeff?
Look at Brock being polite.
Help me out in the chat. What did Brock say before Are We Live Now? To Jeff. What did he say to Jeff, if you can help me out?
Just a nod.
Oh, he said he had something to say.
Oh, Brock Lesnar is a free agent. He can go wherever he wants because of Paul Heyman.
What? Hell yeah. Mic drop. I love Brock. Babyface badass Brock is so good. Oh,
okay. Now show Paul Heyman shitting his pants.
Did you know about this?
Acknowledge me. Did you know about this? Paul.
Look at his face.
Look, that is a brilliant reaction.
Give an Oscar to Paul Heyman. Give him an Emmy. Give him a Golden Globe.
My tribal chief.
You're my tribal chief.
Yes, my tribal chief. Yes. No, your tribal chief.
I love this so damn much.
Strategy.
I love Roman Reigns giving a damn about his cousins getting drafted. What questioning? Like we're questioning.
Well, it's because
Love it.
that's the only way he could win a match. My tribal chief. Roman laughing when he said, "I am the wise man."
My God, Paul Heyman is actually crying.
Wow, Roman. Paul is amazing.
Give that man an Oscar.
Ooh.
Let's follow the strategy, guys.
They're going to split up the bloodline, aren't they?
It's not going to happen.
Oh, Bloodline's going to Raw.
Oh, boy.
By the way, Naomi is staying on SmackDown. So if the Usos do stay on SmackDown ultimately on Monday, still that possibility she gets thrown into the mix there.
They've been keeping couples together more the last couple of years. So I bet in the end, Paul pulls the strings.
I'm sorry. I need to back up. What the hell?
Oh, shit. He said that if they don't get drafted, SmackDown on Raw, leave Paul Heyman dead at Raw.
Leave him for dead. Oh.
What is up with all the threats of murder lately? We got it with Goldberg on Monday. We got Arn Anderson, who's said he'll pull
Grand Theft Arn. Grand Theft Arn.
Now we're getting Roman saying basically bury Paul Heyman in the desert casino style. Like, what the hell is going on?
As far as draft shows go, this has been one of the better ones in a long time. The draft shows have been kind of blah the last couple of years, so this has been a good one tonight.
All right, guys. So as this match starts, let's recap. Let's recap all the picks here, guys, because SmackDown started off with the first overall pick, Roman Reigns. Raw, their first pick is Big E. SmackDown's second pick is Charlotte Flair, so taking the Raw Women's Champion from the red brand over to the blue brand. And Raw's second pick is Bianca Belair. In the second round, SmackDown picks their first pick, Drew McIntyre. And in the second round for Raw, RK Bro, the current Raw Tag Team Champions, stay on the red brand. For their second pick, The New Day, separating from Big E, go to SmackDown, while Edge makes his move from the blue brand to the red brand over to Raw. In the third round, we have Happy Corbin and Mad Cat Moss going to the blue brand and staying on the blue brand. And then we got the current women's tag team champions, Super Brutality, Nikki ASH, and Rhea Ripley going to be staying on the red brand. Then we got Hit Row making their move up from NXT 2.0 up over to SmackDown.
Hit Row.
And then we got the ferocious Bearcat Lee staying on the red brand. Naomi, Sonya Deville's arch nemesis at the current moment, is going to be staying on the blue brand as their number 7 pick. Rey and Dominic Mysterio, the father and son duo, are going to be moving over to the red brand. And for their number 8 pick, Hall of Famer Jeff Hardy and Austin Theory, number 8 from Monday Night Raw.
All right, so here's the question, guys. Here's the $1 million question. Who's had the better draft night? Friday Night SmackDown or Monday Night Raw? I really don't think it's close.
I wish the ticker would move faster so I could read it up on it again, but I'm going to, off the top of my head, I'm going to say SmackDown.
Looking at this right now, right in front of me, Rick, I'm looking at what SmackDown has. You got Roman Reigns, you got Charlotte Flair, probably the most decorated woman in WWE. Drew McIntyre, who's been an absolute tear on Monday Night Raw. He can probably bring that momentum over to the blue brand. Just with those first 3 picks, man, I think SmackDown looks like the marquee show. But a lot of stuff really hasn't changed on Monday Night Raw, for the exception of Edge and Rey and Dominic Mysterio and Austin Theory and Bianca Belair. But it looks pretty much the same. I'm anticipating on Monday we probably get Becky Lynch moving over to Raw.
Well, and here's the thing. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at who lost what, right? Like who had the biggest losses and how did they replace them? You look at Raw, they lost Charlotte Flair. They lost Drew McIntyre. They lost 2/3 of the New Day. They lost Jeff Hardy. Who did they replace him with? They lost out on getting Hit Row, the up-and-comers, and who did they replace him with? They replaced him with Bianca Belair and Edge.
You got Edge.
Yeah.
Edge got the replacement. Yeah.
And Austin and Dominic, does Raw's gains outweigh their losses? I say hell no.
No.
Not even close.
If anything, they lost. They got a big loss with Drew McIntyre and the New Day. Just between those two guys,
and
that's
Charlotte.
a huge loss. And Charlotte too. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I mean, and I love Bianca Belair. I'm obviously a huge Edge head. But yeah, the other steals that they get, no offense, that was kind of a whimper way to end the round. We don't know who is eligible, but man, I would love to see.
I'm interested to know how many people how are the fans feeling, Jeremy? Like, what are the comments that are coming in? What are the people thinking about the current picks?
A lot of people agree that SmackDown. A lot of people agree that SmackDown is got the gain and Raw lost the biggest. A lot of people think maybe Rollins will be going to Monday Night Raw. Some are asking for it. Please move Seth to Raw. Obviously, I think it's going to probably happen to continue on the feud with Edge. You don't. Did someone say that these do not take effect until after Crown Jewel?
Correct.
Yeah, Rick said that. Yeah,
that's WWE said that.
Yes.
Okay.
That was one of the very few rules that they actually released prior to the show tonight.
Okay, Jose, are you within reach there? Jose, Rick, 2-1 right now. Rick is up on the trivia. I got another bonus question for you.
All right.
What year was 205 Live the first time? First ever. The 205 Live was involved only 1 year in the draft. What year was it?
Ding, ding, ding.
Jose.
2017.
Eh.
I was
only 1 year ever was 205 Live involved in the draft. What year was it?
Trying to think who would have come up from 205 Live.
People are guessing 2004 and 2006. The hell?
What kind of tropical grapefruit beer are you all drinking?
German, bro. Not tropical, German. Get all right.
Rick shooting on Jose's beer choice.
2018.
2019.
Damn it.
Ah.
Oh, here we go. Now business has done picked up.
2019 was the only year 205 Live was involved in the draft. That might be. I think I found the next trivia question, a follow-up to that. Stay tuned. Well, look who's here.
That is a green fuzzy coat.
Hell yeah.
I cannot believe they're putting this match on at Crown Jewel.
Right?
Like, really?
Well, you're not ready to see them completely dressed up from neck to wrist?
I thought this match was going to be tonight, this triple threat. I thought they'd make it a draft, a main event for the draft.
Clearly, they don't really care a whole lot about what's going on in the ring because not a lot of what's happened in the ring tonight has really mattered at all.
No. Rick needs a coat like Becky, says Ozzy in the chat.
When it's winter and it's like 12-degree wind chill here in Cincinnati, yeah, all right.
All right, WrestleMania 37 rematch, guys.
Who gets drafted to AEW? Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Maybe. All right, we're
big time Bex on commentary.
So, by the way, we did have the Street Profits obviously not eligible to be drafted tonight. At least I would assume that they are not eligible to be drafted tonight. They are going to be up for eligibility on Monday still could potentially be split up. Again, I had a chance to talk to Angelo Dawkins this week. Asked him, and obviously a lot of people, anybody who has any 2 cents worth of a wrestling opinion thinks that Montez Ford is a future star. I asked Dawkins about a potential singles run for himself and how he thinks that would go.
Now, and that's not to take anything away from yourself. Personally, I think you have the best hot tag in the entire business. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. But you're somebody else who, especially over the last couple of years, seem to get better every single week, and you're a guy who came into the company, way back in 2012, right? Like it was a bit of time there before you got into the main roster and had that success, with Tez. You said you wouldn't shy away from being a singles competitor. Do you have like ultimate goals or something in mind if you were to be out on your own on the main roster?
I mean, to be the best. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people know what I can bring to the table. So, given being in the tag team, and I'm really good at playing, I'm the powerhouse of the team. So, like, not many people have seen me really move. I don't really need to fly because I got the flyer next to me. You know what I'm saying? I got Tez with me. So my job is just to go out there and run people over and knock them down and throw them and all that types of stuff. And I let him handle the high flying stuff. So, hey, if it ever happens to where we're on different brands, I think I got a different side that nobody's ever seen of me before to show.
Bonus, this isn't trivia because Jose's not with us yet, but do you remember who his tag partner was when he broke in NXT?
No, I don't actually.
Madman Fulton.
Good for him.
Madman Fulton and Angelo Dawkins, they did I think they did kind of almost like an Alpha Academy gimmick type of deal on NXT when Angelo started off on NXT. So
Ozzy, I have my own. I don't
Oh, where's the cigar? Where's the cigar?
I got one, right?
You should just have one for.
All right, with the blue. I don't really think this match is very.
I think you need a cigar just on cue on your desk there.
Maybe I need to get a red suit before Monday.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
I don't know if I could get it tailored in time.
Ooh.
They don't have a whole lot of red suits just hanging up at Men's Warehouse. You know what I'm saying?
John Paul says, what beer is everyone drinking? I'm drinking Rockstar because I drank too many beers with James Storm last night at an indie show.
Party like a rock star.
I will probably get some beer at the my friend's band here when I leave. Rick drinking the Diet Dr. Pepper.
I got the Pepperweiser.
What's the brand? What's the brand name on that, Jose? On your beer?
The one that I just finished. Well, I just finished the Shock Top, but the one before the Shock Top was a Bacher grapefruit, a German beer.
Hey, Trevor, I think I would look damn good in red. I look damn good in everything. I don't care.
Hey, is this like Barney from How I Met Your Mother? Challenge accepted. Suit up.
You know what? If you
Rick, suit up.
I'll wear red on Monday, but that's only if UC wins this weekend over Notre Dame, and then I'll just be decked out in Bearcat gear in honor of Keith Bearcat Lee and the University of Cincinnati.
They are favored. All right, so we had some people switch brands today. Not many, but that's why all our graphics that Pratik made, which were awesome, didn't get used because a lot of people did not switch brands like we thought.
They will get used and abused on Monday. There's got to be some pickups happening on Monday.
But we did have Rey Mysterio and Dominic. They moved on to Monday Night Raw. Of course, one of the very early picks was Bianca Belair to Monday Night Raw. And then also the very last pick of tonight, because they said it as much. This is it. Austin Theory going to Monday Night Raw. And we also had some SmackDown people coming over from Monday Night Raw as well. Of course, one of the very early picks for SmackDown was none other than Drew McIntyre, right there. Drew McIntyre going to SmackDown. Another big get for the blue brand was none other than the Queen, Charlotte Flair, moving over to SmackDown. And then finally, this one like not only just popped the crowd, popped a lot of people in the chat with us as well. Jeff Hardy going to SmackDown. A lot of people wanted this to happen, maybe a fresh start for him over on the Blue brand. So a lot of people that were excited for Jeff Hardy going to SmackDown. Of course,
being at both Extreme Rules and Monday Night Raw this past week, which Jeff Hardy was in matches in both of those, or at least was on each of those shows. That dude is still a draw. He is still massively over with the audience. He is an absolute legend, and the crowd was genuinely cheering for him to win the United States Championship on Sunday.
Yeah.
One of the loudest pops of the night Monday in Cincinnati was when Jeff Hardy was on the screen, when Jeff Hardy came out for the tag match that he was involved in. There's still money in Jeff Hardy if you book him accordingly. So yes, that's one of the best picks of the night, honestly.
All right, trivia is
breaking news. King of the Ring tournament announced next week.
Hey.
The Queen's tournament.
The Queen's tournament and the King of the Ring.
Ooh.
Two epic
Queen's crown.
On the season premiere of SmackDown next week.
Liv Morgan, and Xavier Woods should be your two winners.
Yes, wholeheartedly agree. I did not see Xavier Woods anywhere in that graphic.
I bet he's pissed.
If
he's not in the tournament even.
How tone deaf would that be to just not have Xavier Woods in there at all? You gotta at least have him in the tournament.
That's just disrespectful because they know that he wants it, right? That's just straight up disrespectful if he's not going to be in the tournament.
Man, what if Xavier Woods' contract is coming up?
I don't think it is, but
I haven't heard any rumblings about that. I know he has.
You haven't heard any rumblings, but maybe that's just because nobody knows yet. But look what popped up out of the blue with Johnny Gargano, and what if Xavier's just tired of what they're doing with the they're splitting them up again. What if he wants to go join Tyler Breeze, or maybe Tyler Breeze is gone, Adam Cole, maybe Cesaro's deal's up pretty soon too. You never know. Maybe the party up, down, down. Maybe they get reunited at some point. Maybe you never know. We got this match going on here, but I did have that bonus trivia question. Might as well just do it while this match is going on. It's 2-1 Rick right now. We finally got some people on the board after about 85 questions, but bonus question, the follow up to the 205 Live question. Of course, my last question was, what year was the only year that 205 Live was involved in the WWE Draft? That was 2019. The next trivia question is, who was the first pick for 205 Live?
God darn it. Ding.
Rick?
Tony Nese.
Can Jose tie it?
This is that same year you're talking about, right? That 2019 year?
Yeah, it was the only year that 205 Live was involved in the draft.
I'm going to say Leo Rush.
Damn. With the fifth pick of the draft, Cedric Alexander was drafted from 205 Live. So Cedric Alexander was the first pick from 205 Live. Trivia stays at 2-1.
He was drafted that year, wasn't
he? I think trivia is probably going to stay at it because the show's almost over.
Still undefeated.
Thank you, Nick.
Undefeated.
And wait till Sid comes around. Sid Rock! Thank you to everybody joining tonight as we are getting ready to wrap this up. We had a lot of fun tonight. We're going to do it again on Monday because we had so much fun. We might even have Kevin there with us. So we may have a 4-man booth possibly. We'll check in on that.
Don't forget, by the way, guys, as soon as we're done here, we're going to keep this stream rolling. SP3 and Dutch Mantell are going to join the show here as we bid adieu to Jeremy and Jose at the big board there.
A lot of fun tonight, man.
Recap the show. Maybe do a little watch along with Rampage.
I will probably not wear the jacket on Monday. It's getting warm.
I am sweating profusely right now underneath all this.
A 3-hour show, probably not.
I wear a jacket. I wear a jacket every day for the top story, so I'm kind of liking not wearing a jacket right now.
Oh, that was
Mike. Mike,
Oh.
Mike, if you're listening, we've got a question here regarding one of the prize winners. How much you bet that Becky's just going to cause a no contest here?
Just going to just destroy both of them the way Sasha did on at Extreme Rules? Probably. The man's not out there just to chill.
Nope.
I think she's out there to send a message. Or I could be way wrong. I don't know. So again, Mike in the chat saying has not been able to get to check yet. He will get with every one of the winners within an hour of the stream coming to an end. So keep tuned, guys. Well, thank you,
Eddie.
Viva la raza. Love that McAfee.
From the sky.
Crowd still behind Bianca Belair, one of the newest additions of Monday Night Raw.
EST.
Ooh.
Oh, that was nice. I was not. As much ridiculousness as we put behind the story that they were going to turn Becky Lynch heel just after she returned, she's been doing a hell of a job as heel.
Are we surprised?
Oh, I'm not surprised.
She's the damn man for a reason.
But it was a ridiculous. We just when that news came, I was like, "This is ridiculous." But yet, people are booing her. So amazingly, it's working.
She's also still a rock star too.
What's that?
She's also still a rock star. She got a bigger pop, at least from an entrance standpoint, than Bianca did at Extreme Rules.
Yeah,
I know because
she'll get because you were there. But she still gets her booze, and thank God for leather pants too. By the way,
calm down there, killer.
Ah! My best Jerry the King Lawler imitation.
Interesting.
Leaning on the hair. I love it. And Becky just standing there casually. God.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Charlotte gave two big boots and heels that are 6 inches long.
Woo! Bex is like, They're going to do a title trade, aren't they?
I don't know, man.
Still can't stand next to the 13, 14, 16, 17 time champion.
Man, I love that.
I think she's technically 12 now. I think they've changed it to 12 now.
I love that top on Becky too. Yeah.
Calm down.
Good show.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
Nope.
It is going to be very interesting to see what they do with the Raw Women's title now. Are they going to have Charlotte drop it? Are they going to do a title exchange? That's one of many questions now after night one. Jose, you've gone through it. You've been looking at the big board all night. What is your biggest question as we now head into night two on Monday?
Man, I guess my biggest question is what's going to be the trade? What's going to be a big enough trade to make Raw that much better? And what's SmackDown going to sacrifice in order for Raw to get better? I don't know, man. Becky's definitely going to have to be the biggest player there. She's going to have to be the number one pick on Monday night for Raw. And if I'm Raw, I'll probably want to bring the Street Profits too. So I think that's probably the route they're going. I don't know, Jeremy. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's up in the air. To be honest with you, I want to see how Monday shakes out first before going into any of that. It's really, there were some interesting picks on there, and so yeah, I can see a appeasing the upheaval and maybe putting Kofi and Woods back on Raw as part of a trade or something like that. They almost, I mean, that was just that was the most ridiculous thing tonight, was splitting the New Day up again.
I think the couple of predictions here. I think the Street Profits are a slam dunk. At least Montez Ford is a slam dunk to go to Raw.
You don't think they're going to split up then?
I don't think they are. I've been wrong before, but I would think that at
most
least
of the trivia tonight, you were wrong. Yeah. So you've been wrong before.
But I would think Montez Ford is a slam dunk because they don't want to split up couples. So, but I will guess that the Street Profits are heading to Raw.
All right.
Rollins
If Monday Night Raw gets the number 1 overall pick, which we think they should, since it's their show, their night. Yeah, I think Becky Lynch would be the slam dunk number 1 pick, especially with Brock Lesnar declaring himself to be a free agent tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's interesting. So be interested to see how Monday shakes out, because again, the draws, the draft has been kind of blah the last couple of years. So it was good to see an exciting episode of SmackDown tonight. For Jose G and myself, we're gonna bow out. Rick is going to stay on with Dutch Mantell and SP3 for Smack Talk.
They show up.
Jose,
what? You're gonna leave me here just flapping in the breeze?
I thought there was another room.
No,
I thought there was.
You're just showing up here.
Well, there he is. There he is.
There's one.
There's one.
Maybe as soon as his camera pops.
There's one. Look at that guy. Oh,
let's bring him in.
Bring Sid in. You click it then.
All right, man.
What's up, Sid?
What's going on, y'all?
We are getting ready to bow out, Jose and I, and then Rick was like, I didn't realize that we were keeping this stream open.
Yeah,
so
it's just so much easier to keep this stream rolling with the audience that we have. We don't want to make another StreamYard.
And then Rick was singing all by myself, so we stayed until you showed up.
That means that the editors are going to have to cut this up and split the Smack Talk episode.
Yeah. That's what they get paid for.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Make them do more work when we hide this.
John in the chat, don't tell me what to do. All right, I don't.
Put some pants on. Hey, I'm not wearing pants either. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Your boy didn't get drafted tonight, Jeremy. By the way, LA Knight.
There's
Still
Monday.
There. Maybe he wasn't eligible.
L-A. Let me talk to you. He's gonna show up on Monday. He's getting drafted to Raw, baby. Jose, we're gonna bow out. Jose, where can they find you on the socials and on the videos?
As always, guys, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Jose G Official with the underscores in between. Follow my my show, Weekends of Wrestling, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. on YouTube, Twitch, and on Facebook. You guys can catch me every single day here on Sportskeeda Wrestling on the Top Story.
Oh, hell yeah. You can catch me on my podcast, Lost in the Midcard. It drops every Thursday. Sometimes we do go live after Dynamite. We tried that for episode 300. I think, I don't know if we're going to go live next week or not. So definitely catch us. We drop on Thursday afternoon, early evening. You can search for Lost in the Midcard on YouTube or also on the podcast. Make sure you find the new feed for Lost in the Midcard. We drop there, and you can find me with Jose and Kev on Top Story. Also, every weekday around the 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern hour. All right, Dirty Dutch is in the house, so I am going to bow out, and Jose is going to bow out. Thank you for tuning into this edition of the draft, our live draft coverage. We had a lot of fun. We're going to do it again Monday, so make sure you join us for Monday Night Raw about 15 minutes before Raw. Hey, let's turn it over to these guys and enjoy a little Smack Talk.
All right, absolutely appreciate it, JB Huskers. Jose SP3 is in the house, and why don't we go ahead and just add the legend himself, Dutch Mantell, live.
Yes,
go, baby. Headset on. He's got the new laptop. We're gonna do a little bit of a watch along here with Rampage as well, because we got Daniel Bryan and Matt Jackson opening up the show tonight. So, again, guys, this is a special start time. A special start time tonight just because of the draft show and rolling it in. So we will be back at our normal time slot, 11:05 next week. Sid, thank you for setting everything up there. I appreciate it. Boys, yes. I've been talking long enough. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. Let's start off with the draft itself. Sid, I think SmackDown gained a lot tonight. I don't think Raw did enough to replace what they lost. I think SmackDown were the clear winners tonight.
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown got the two best picks in the opening round with Charlotte Flair and Roman Reigns. Once you start there, that's a good start to it. They got the sleeper pick of the first night of the draft with Hit Row, and they made Raw look like complete dummies. Or I'm just gonna say it because you've been on long enough, so they can edit this out if they want. They look like dumbasses for picking Big E and not the New Day. Like Hit Row is 4 freaking members. Why are you not gonna pick the WWE champion and one of the greatest tag teams of all time? It just makes no freaking sense. And Raw kind of messed up their whole draft from there. Even though they got Big E and Bianca Belair, which is a great first round for them, for the people that were available. They got RK Bro, which was the best tag team available. But why not get the New Day? Like, from a logistic standpoint, if this is supposed to be, seen as a realistic draft, it makes no sense whatsoever that they chose to do that.
Yeah, and I was saying the same thing about the bloodline, but we don't know if the Usos were.
The Usos weren't eligible. They weren't eligible. I knew that. You kind of like they didn't put out the draft pools like they did the last couple of years, so you just had to kind of figure things out as the night went on. Like, I knew when Bianca Belair got picked in response to Charlotte Flair getting picked, I knew Becky and Sasha were not on the board, were not in the pool. And then when RK Bro gets picked and they respond with New Day, I knew that the Usos weren't on the board. So it's really, you have to put, I've said it before on this show, I'll say it again, you have to put your Vince hat on, your WWE Logic hat on, and you need to realize that's that day, because Raw's dumbasses didn't do it.
Yeah, Dutch.
Something, Sid. You called them dumbasses. I just want you to know something. They speak very highly of you, and you call them dumbasses. No, but see, there's some things I didn't even know. So the Usos weren't even eligible to be drafted.
Right. No. Exactly. So that was part of it, is like they explained the rules on social media, like briefly. And the only rules that they really put out ahead of the show tonight were half the roster is eligible to get drafted tonight, but they didn't tell us who. So we're all sitting here wondering, like, okay, so Bianca gets taken. So I guess that means Becky isn't eligible. And then Becky went on social media to confirm that she wasn't eligible. And this is part of the thing that I've been talking about leading up to the draft. I wish they would solidify the rules and kind of let us know what's going on before the damn thing starts, and not, leave us in the dark on a lot of things.
Well, I was left in the dark on this, but I am intrigued by Raw Monday. Are the Usos eligible?
Yeah,
they will be now.
Okay,
the Usos are eligible.
And my prediction Monday is the Usos will stay on SmackDown, because they're not going to leave Paul Heyman dead on Raw. They're just not going to do that. I mean, Vince had or not, you just don't do that. But the Street Profits and I predict the Street Profits will stay on SmackDown. I think. I'm saying, because I see a big angle coming with the New Day and the Street Profits, maybe WrestleMania. I think you may split it up. I don't know. But I do think Paul Heyman, and we predicted this. Here, let's pat ourselves on our back. I predicted Paul Heyman, and everybody, all of us did. He's the central theme to Roman and Lesnar. And I do see a deal. This is what I felt tonight. Those people like Roman. Now he's starting to get over. He's a heel who is starting to get over as a babyface. I can see Paul Heyman putting the knife in the back of Roman and aligning himself with Brock Lesnar. And then they can come out and tell a hell of a story that this has been planned for 6 months, 8 months, or whatever. Yeah. And it will be believable. I see that coming. Yeah, I may be wrong, but hell, we can all throw our 2 cents worth in here, but that's what I see coming. And that would be a great angle, because the people like Roman.
Yeah, I don't think I think they would be dumb Then again, I thought they were dumb to split up the New Day again for the second year in a row after just reuniting them. So I think it would be dumb to move the Usos over to Raw, although I would love to see what would happen to Paul Heyman. Every show this week has threatened some form of murder. So why not just up the ante and actually murder somebody next week? But I don't think we're going to get to see that.
Why don't we murder creative? That's what we need to do. Just go in there and just was like, well, you don't have to murder them. You could take the rubber bullets. Right? You could take rubber bullets and just shoot the room up and leave. You know,
news writers, please don't actually write that one up. Please don't.
You can do it. You can do it because we've had Goldberg threaten to kill Bobby Lashley. We had Arn Anderson pull out a Glock and splatter someone's brain on the pavement, and we've now had the Usos, Roman Reigns to say the Usos is going to leave Paul Heyman for dead. What a week.
He told the Usos to execute Order 66. Like, that's exactly what happened. Star Wars reference, sorry, Dutch. But yeah, man, it would be really interesting to see that. I loved Roman also giving a shit, like questioning why the bloodline wasn't secured and selected as the number 1 overall pick. Because again, that was my biggest question. So if the Usos weren't eligible, it would have been nice to know that going into this. But it does set up a great angle. And my goodness, give Paul Heyman a damn Emmy for the freaking performance that he put on tonight. That man was crying real damn tears. He looked scared shitless. It was so good. It was such a great performance by him tonight.
Rick, it's called tears. You spray it in your eyes. Please. But he did do a great job. I mean, he come back, his eyes were red, and he plays this role really well. And he can switch back and forth from being a real cocky bastard to, almost begging Roman. And you almost feel sorry for him in a way. That's why it's good to go. I think that's why makes my my thoughts about it. I every time I see him do that, and if he had to come out and explain that, Paul Heyman is exactly the one you want to explain it, because it would be believable, because he's a no good little damn stab you in the back son of a gun anyway, and it's not out of character for him to do that.
Another great performance tonight, setting up that great performance from Paul Heyman, I thought was Brock Lesnar. That was my favorite Brock Lesnar promo of all time, Sid. That was just really, really good stuff.
Because it's obvious now he's playing mind games. He's not on the best of terms with Paul Heyman right now, but he's playing mind games with Roman because he knows Roman has a fragile ego. And it's just great. It's great babyface work. It kind of reminds me of the Brock Lesnar that was a babyface back in like 2003, where he didn't really change up much of what he was as a heel character, but he was confident in talking on the mic. What we didn't get when he originally came back in 2012, it feels like now he's comfortable enough to do it. And that was a great little promo. And his son, Jeff Hardy, which made me remember how he used to kill Jeff Hardy when he first debuted on the main roster, and Jeff was like, I don't want none of that smoke. I'm too old for this. So
I love the Jeff Hardy interview, all 5 words of it. That was probably too much for him,
and that was probably one of the steal picks of the night, I think, for SmackDown, was getting Jeff Hardy. Again, having been there at Extreme Rules and Monday night, he got 2 of the loudest pops of the night, both nights. He's still massively over. There's still money with him. There's a lot that I think SmackDown could do with him.
Do you think WWE agrees with you?
I think if they start listening to their audience, they should.
When has WWE listened to their audience in the last 20 years?
They pick and choose when they want to.
Okay. Yeah, when Tamina gets cheered, that's when they listen to him. That's when they listen to him.
I'm just spouting my opinion. I hope he has a better run on SmackDown than he did on Raw. But then again, that bar is not set very high. One of the most interesting picks. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dutch.
No. I'm just get your statement in, then I'm gonna say something that's a little bit off subject matter here.
All right. Well, I go ahead, because I had a question. I was going to move on to something else.
Okay. I read this week that I'm going to talk about Rampage just 1 second, because I kind of missed Rampage tonight for some reason. But Total Creative is they say this taken away from all the other guys like the Young Bucks, and it's all going back to Tony Khan. Any truth to that?
Well, it's been with Tony Khan since 2019. When they first started Dynamite, it was kind of like a collective with the EVPs and Tony Khan, but he kind of took it away when there was like they lost in the demo at the end of 2019. He took back the reins. It's just the report this week was more of what's the roles of the EVPs now, instead of it wasn't really a revelation, because we've kind of known since the beginning of 2020 that Tony Khan is like the end all be all with creative, but everybody is encouraged to kind of give their pitches, give their suggestions, which is something that we don't hear too much in WWE.
Okay.
He
Clearing that up.
Yeah, he's talking to John Moxley a couple weeks ago. He basically, like, when Tony Khan books a match or an event, and he basically just sits back and goes, okay, here's who's going to get over. Man, I cannot wait to see how this thing shakes out, which is completely different than what we've seen in WWE over the years, for sure. I thought one of the most interesting picks of the night, guys, was Charlotte Flair, the Raw Women's Champion, coming over to SmackDown now, which raises a ton of questions. Is Becky Lynch going to be moving over to Monday Night Raw? Are we going to get another title flop? Just here, you take this belt, I take this belt, like we saw with the Street Profits in the New Day last year, or whichever year that was? Or is somebody about to drop a championship? Is Charlotte about to drop the title? We did get that kind of stare down between Charlotte and Becky tonight. Maybe we have a match between those two and we get Charlotte 2 belts or Becky 2 belts back. I don't know. When the champion floats between each brand, I'm not sure what they could do. There's a lot of different ways they could go, but Dutch, I'm interested to see what happens there.
Well, I am too, but if Bianca goes to Raw, who is on the Raw roster right now that she could start something with? Her angle has been with Bianca, with Becky.
Right.
So maybe Becky could go over. I don't know.
Raw,
that is one of the things that, I've never even watched the draft before, but it does get everybody thinking about certain things, and it does create interest. It does that.
Yeah, so Raw tonight drafted 3 women. They drafted Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross. So they drafted the Super Brutality, the women's tag team champions. So right now, yeah, Bianca doesn't have anybody to feud with. The only thing that it kind of telegraphs this match coming up in Saudi Arabia, because it's Becky, who is defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bianca Belair and against Sasha Banks. If all 3 of those women, like if Becky and Sasha end up on SmackDown, they could be telegraphing that Bianca's going to win. She's going to take the SmackDown Women's title over to Raw. Or if Sasha goes over, maybe Becky keeps the belt. I don't know. It kind of telegraphs it, but with Charlotte coming over to Raw, everything's kind of up in the air, Sid. It's very, very interesting.
I mean, I don't know why we're overthinking this. Becky Lynch is going to get drafted to Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins is going to get drafted to Monday Night Raw. The Street Profits are going to get drafted to Monday Night Raw. I feel like the whole Charlotte move was a domino effect, because I feel like they were going to move the Seth Rollins and Edge feud to Monday Night Raw. So we saw Edge go, we saw Charlotte go, because it's setting up that Becky and Seth are going to get drafted to Raw on Monday. So I think that was their first choice. And then the domino effect was, we got to move Charlotte to SmackDown, because I don't see Charlotte and Becky on the same brand.
Yeah. So USA kind of gets a little bit of what they want in that scenario. They obviously would want Roman Reigns. No way Fox is going to give up Roman Reigns. They were pissed that Brock Lesnar and Becky Lynch went over to SmackDown when they came back, but Brock's a free agent now, so he can go wherever and whenever he wants. So that's good for the USA Network.
Yeah.
The way this draft shook out tonight, especially with them losing Flair, really the only way that Raw gets anywhere close to better or anything close to fair out of this draft is if Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins go over there.
Yeah. It just makes a whole lot of sense, because also Seth Rollins has been wrestling Big E on house shows, and we all know that house shows is basically the dress rehearsal for what we're going to see on TV and pay-per-view. They actually did that last week with Bobby Lashley, Big E, and Roman Reigns having a triple threat on the house show right before they did the match on Monday Night Raw. And I feel like the reason why they've been running that match over and over again with Big E and Seth Rollins, that's going to be Big E's first major feud on Raw once he's done with Bobby Lashley, who I also think is going to stay on Monday Night Raw after the results of today, because I don't want to see Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley on the same brand again.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you something. Who is this team they drafted? I don't follow NXT.
Would you like to explain to him who
was it? What's their names?
Hit Row. If you didn't know, now you know. Hit Row. Their leader is Isaiah Swerve Scott. He's the NXT North American champion. They basically were a group because Swerve Scott started, like, once he turned heel, he started doing like his promos in like a studio, because he also does rapping on the side. And these were the people that were in the studio. And then when he was in a feud with Leon Ruff, he kind of debuted that he had this whole stable with him with Top Dollar, Ashanti D Adonis, and B-Fab. So they're kind of like a rap quartet, and they do like freestyles, they do like a cypher when they win championships and stuff like that, but they're kind of a complete act. And that was like the best act that they could have possibly kind of drafted on night one from NXT. I think they're the ones that are most ready. They even had like basically their own dress rehearsal on NXT this week, where they did I like to call it the John Cena promo, Dutch, where you kind of do the lineup for the rest of the night. Like, this is happening here, this is happening there. Then you got this match and this match. They did that on NXT. And I was like, yeah, they're definitely getting called up, because this is what the main roster, what you're going to have to do on the main roster. So they kind of set it up nicely. And that's another reason why I think Street Profits are moving to Monday Night Raw, because that was Street Profits' role on SmackDown, to be the tag team John Cena of, this is going on here, this is going on here. And now they're going to have Hit Row fill that spot.
Yeah, well, we know for sure that Montez Ford is going, because they're not going to split up Bianca Belair and Montez Ford.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because they're a couple. They usually like to keep the couple together. Usually. Which is why I think the Usos will stay on SmackDown, because Naomi's on
Vince likes to split couples up too, you know.
No, I don't.
Well, Rusev and Lana, he tried to drive the wedge there.
He did.
See?
Got him there.
See?
You would have to be a heartless bastard to try and split up True Love like Montez Ford and Bianca Belair. I'm just
saying. Ever met Vince?
Exactly. I was like, are we talking about the same Vincent Kennedy McMahon?
Oh, I didn't say he wasn't. I just said you would have to be. I'll let y'all fill in the blanks on that one.
All right.
You did bring up Edge and Seth Rollins earlier. Very interested to get your guys' opinion on what we saw Mr. Seth Rollins do tonight, walking over to Edge's immaculately clean house, raiding the fridge, eating an apple with the sticker still on it, putting his feet up on the furniture, obsessing over his kids' artwork. Kind of a weird segment tonight.
Very, very uncomfortable. I was watching it and I went, oh my God. I don't know what to think about it. What I felt really, really uncomfortable with is he was obsessing over the young daughters. I mean, and that little one is what, 4, 3?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I think this is, I don't know. It makes it kind of fits Seth, but almost too much. Because there's heat and there's this go away heat. Like, actually, I didn't want to see that, but I couldn't look away either. But if you're going to do it, I would have went less on the girls and just had Beth step into the room and go. If you're going to do that.
Yeah, I missed a lot of the dialogue because it was kind of hard to pay attention to what was being said on the show while I'm also trying to fill time, here. So Sid, your thoughts on Mr. Rollins' home invasion there? And what is Beth doing leaving the door unlocked?
Thank Thank you. Like I was like, I know y'all Canadian and Canadians
Well, which
are
that,
friendly people.
but that also made you think that she's there.
She's home.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought as well. But they kind of, covered that up after the map. I thought Seth was great in his role in not believing that Edge would come to the building, and he even teased that last week in his promo, saying I would go to your house and make you come. So he was already at the house because he assumed Edge wasn't gonna come. So I like the fact he did that. I do agree with Dutch. He kind of focused a little bit too much on the kids, and it was like borderline. But I think it worked to kind of get him like real legit heat, and he got that from the live fans in attendance. But honestly, Edge looks like a dumbass. Not only do you have your door unlocked.
Wait a minute. This is the second.
Yes,
Sid, you're doing a trend here.
Yes,
You call them dumbasses. Now we have another dumbass mysteriously pop up in the second part of your commentary.
It's like
go ahead. But I'm listening to you.
The USA Network and Edge are the biggest dumbasses of the night because, and I'm not gonna give it on Beth Phoenix because Edge is the man of the house, but you should have told her to lock the doors first of all because you weren't in the state. You weren't in the state. So why are you keeping the door unlocked? I don't understand. And then you're supposed to call the cops when someone breaks into your house. You're not supposed to call Daniel and David. Who the hell is Daniel and David? Why didn't you call Jay, Cash, or Dax? Any of your friends that can really do something to Seth? Who the hell is Daniel and David? And why are you not calling the cops?
Maybe maybe they're his neighbors with really large guns. Maybe that was just a subtle way to threaten murder again. You never really know. It is Canada.
Could be.
Yeah.
I would have liked him to talk about his Glock.
Doesn't Edge live in Asheville, North Carolina?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I thought he was in Canada. Never mind.
No.
I don't know what. I don't know.
That makes your gun theory better.
Exactly. It does. It does actually. It does.
So I just want to know what Rollins end game was. Like I know he was trying to send a message, but what if Beth was there? What if the kids were there? He would
have got the crap kicked out of him.
That's what I was kind of hoping. I'm hoping Beth would have showed up and shown him actually how to deliver a glam slam. That's what I was hoping for. But the other thing that this got me hoping for is maybe we get that mixed tag that I know a lot of Becky Lynch fans have been wanting to see ever since her and Beth Phoenix got into that Twitter feud 3 damn years ago, when it wasn't a possibility for Edge and Beth Phoenix to face Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins because Edge was retired. But now it is a possibility. Maybe they're dropping those little nuggets there. I know Seth has said that he and Becky don't want to work together anymore because their characters really don't mesh well on screen, even though they have great off-screen chemistry. Their characters kind of mesh a little bit better now. Could be there. But it's one of those things that I'll believe it when I see it.
They were both rocking fur coats tonight.
They were.
Let me ask you about another guy that got drafted.
Yes.
I guess he got drafted to Raw, Austin Theory. I heard about him about 5 years ago when I was working with TNA, and I saw a tape on him. I said, that kid's ready. He's ready to go now. He spent all this time in NXT. He's from California, right?
He's from Georgia.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he spent time in Evolve. He's a former Evolve champion. He came to NXT originally, then he got called up to the main roster. He was with Zelina Vega's group with Andrade and Angel Garza. Then he went from there to Seth Rollins' group with Buddy Murphy and AOP for a little bit there. And then he had issues in the speaking out movement, but I kind of think they kind of cleared that up, or did their internal investigation.
Well, clear it up for me. What issues did he have with the speaking out group?
Basically, a young fan accused him of basically having a online relationship with him, but there was no proof other than just pictures that he took with the.
What was the age of this online fan?
I think she was 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
but I can't confirm nor deny what happened there. But he was back on TV, and he was with The Way for a while with Johnny Gargano. Candace. He was the child, the son of Johnny Gargano on NXT. So he's been in a lot of stables. So who knows what's going to happen with him on Monday Night Raw.
It'll be interesting to see how he's portrayed on Monday Night Raw, because in NXT, as part of the way, he's been portrayed as basically a meathead. Like he's just, to steal your line, said he's a dumbass.
This is the show for dumbasses tonight. This is dumbasses on parade.
But I don't know. Vince likes to tweak these NXT people when they come up. Be interesting to see. I thought that was a very interesting choice with the last one overall. I thought it kind of ended with a dud with Austin Theory, but again, I don't know who else was available to draft tonight and who's now a free agent and how everything shakes out. Again, I'd like to know the draft pools beforehand. But this does mean that the Way is losing Austin Theory, but then again, Johnny Gargano's contract is up soon anyway, so maybe the Way would have been going by the wayside. Anywho.
Okay, where did McIntyre? He went to SmackDown, correct?
He did, yes. The first overall pick in round number 2, 4 days after he showed up on Monday Night Raw and pointed his big sword at Big E.
Mm-hmm.
Which means maybe, since the rosters don't take shape until October 22nd, maybe it's going to be McIntyre and Big E in Saudi Arabia for the WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
That would be me. That would be my only guess, and that would be a hell of a win for Big E, because I don't think he's dropping the WWE title.
Or it could happen on Raw.
Because
they love hot-shotting championship matches on Raw. We got 5 of them last week. So
I know, I was there. I saw all 5.
Well, it's an interesting assessment of not only talent, but of ways to go. So when creative leaves so many ways to go, it makes creative a lot different when they have these meetings. And creative is not just booking next week. They're booking all the way to WrestleMania. And that can change. But if you say, well, this is where we want to end up, guys. We want to end up here and here at WrestleMania. And you got all this length of time to let's fill our way in to get there without blowing it off and without letting it explode over before we get there. So it's a balancing act. And when you got Vince saying, balance a damn cup, you dumbasses. See, I call them dumbasses too, see. So, but that's the way that he does it. So
Christopher Ryan Cooper in the chat says, get rid of the dumbass 24/7.
Hey, we just invented one. Dumbass 24/7. But according to you, that's Austin Theory's title already.
I mean, he is a dumbass 24/7. No.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean he's a meathead? What does he do?
No, he's just like thick. Like, I don't know how he's dumb. He's just stupid. Like, he's
like, he was at a wedding. He was at the wedding for Indy Hartwell, and Johnny Gargano asked him, do you have the rings? And he said, we're in a ring, silly.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
He's thick.
So whose marriage did they just have in NXT?
Indy Hartwell
and
Dexter Lumis.
And Dexter Lumis, fill me in on him. I knew him a long time ago, and I liked him a long time ago. But now he doesn't speak. He doesn't speak, right?
He said 2 words.
Yeah,
I do at the wedding.
I do.
That was the first time. That was a major buildup. So we know he can speak. I actually like Dexter Lumis. I think he's.
I like. Well, I knew him before, so but I'm not familiar with his character here. So when he said "I" and everybody responded,
yeah.
See, it's self-explanatory that he's not a big talker, or he said very few words. And when he said "do," they were all popped. They were all stunned, and it was easy to understand the story going back. So, and that's what good angles do. You don't have to dig and dig and dig to find out. It's self-explanatory. So I like that.
I'm trying to think if anything else of really any substance. I mean, there was not a lot of action in the ring tonight, and not a lot of it like really mattered. Like, the 8-man tag match was fun.
Yeah.
Here's another thing.
Yeah.
Carmella and Liv Morgan.
That was the worst.
They didn't have a finish.
Was that an actual
They didn't
match?
have a match. No,
Okay.
the match they never rang the bell. Like she put on her Phantom of the Opera mask, and she just came in the ring, beat up Liv. No, she put on the mask. She put on the mask from Jim Carrey's movie back in the 90s.
No,
it was just white.
no. It was the sparkly Destro mask. That's what I called it.
Oh God.
That's what it looked like. It looked like
I
Destro.
hated it.
I didn't like that either.
That segment sucked.
I don't know what they were shooting for there.
They are so night and day when it comes to the SmackDown Women's Division.
They're dumbasses.
You look at that match that Liv Morgan and Carmella had on the pre-show at Extreme Rules, which was the loudest damn pop of the night when Liv Morgan won that match. Again, I know because I was there. They love her. She is over, and you follow that up with this.
Yeah,
I don't get this feud doesn't need to continue. It doesn't at all. Neither one of these women were drafted tonight. I think if you're going to do this match tonight, you should have had Liv Morgan kick the ever-loving shit out of Carmella, beat her in almost a squash match, and then have her immediately get drafted over to Monday Night Raw. I think that's what should have happened with Liv Morgan tonight. And
no, she's got to stay on. She's got to stay on SmackDown because we need the payoff to her long-term feud with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair was the reason why she said that she was going to regroup and become a better Liv 3 years ago. So we need to follow that up now. Finally.
I was still thinking that Charlotte was on Raw still. She's not. She's on SmackDown, even though she's the Raw Women's Champion. There's a lot of
So are you let me ask you, Rick, are you a Charlotte Flair fan?
I'm a huge fan of her work, yes.
Sid?
I love Charlotte Flair.
Okay. Don't ask me. Whatever you do, don't ask me.
Do you like Charlotte
Well,
Flair?
I'm hot and cold on her. I think her ring work is good. But again, I'm not as familiar with her as you guys are. I kind of hate her promos, really. I mean, I think she depends too much on the carryover from Rick, the woo and all that.
That's true.
Hell, I didn't like that when Ric Flair was doing it, but he got him over, I guess. I don't know.
Well, the woo over. The people have only been doing it for 40 freaking years.
Yeah, they're used to doing it. So
there are people who don't watch wrestling, have never watched wrestling a day in their lives. You hear them go woo, and they know who Ric Flair is. All right, like it's just a fact of life.
Ric Flair drip. Can we talk about Madcap Moss?
Oh, I was going to bring him up too.
Madcap Moss. Madcap Moss.
Is it Mad Cat?
It's
Madcap.
I thought it was Madcap.
I thought it was Mad Cat too. I was
like, man, they are obsessed with cats all of a sudden. Bearcat Lee. Now we get Madcap Moss, but it's Cap, C-A-P.
I don't get it.
Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. If they are not playing jazz music on a street corner in New Orleans by the end of next week, what are we even doing?
How did they get picked before so many other people?
How did they get picked before the women's tag team champions? That's the question. I guess because they're floating, so you can have them on either brand. So maybe you risk. Again, I'm putting.
Sid, catch me up on this, or Rick. Madcap.
I don't know.
Where's he from?
I got nothing. That's
where's
Riddick
he from?
Moss.
Well, Sid would know. Sid, where's he from?
Riddick Moss is a former 24/7 champion. He's one of the longest reigning 24/7 champions of all time.
We went over this last week. It's the same guy who jumped.
Well, I can't. Well, you told me last week, and I still don't know.
He forgot. You forgot already. It's fine.
He's very forgettable.
He's out there with this slick hat. I like the hat, but he's got yellow suspenders and a brown belt on. So he's got suspenders with a belt. So he's really making sure the pants stay up.
Yeah.
He's smiling like an idiot. Somehow he got busted open on his nose in this match when he wasn't even in it. Man, I don't know. It was really hard, again, for me to focus on what the hell was going on in the ring at the time. So I'm actually happy there wasn't a whole lot of action going on tonight. But, Madcap Moss. That's, hey, at least he's on TV, right? And how do you feel about Kevin Owens losing clean as a sheet? I think it was clean as a sheet to Baron Corbin tonight.
Pretty much it was. He got the end of days is now called the happy days, which I think is the best improvement.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
I thought it was just McAfee saying that on commentary, or was that just
That was Cole. That was Cole that
was
said it.
Cole?
So I think that's straight from Vince. That it's not the happy days anymore. It's not the end of days anymore. It's the happy days.
Well, no one's picked out of the happy days either. I still love that that's the most protected finisher in all of WWE right now.
There you go.
Did they get drafted?
They did. They're staying
Happy
on
Corbin and
SmackDown.
Madcap.
To Raw.
No, SmackDown.
No, the SmackDown.
They stayed on SmackDown.
They were the
Wait a
number-
minute. Wait a minute. I've been hearing about this draft for I don't know how long they had it, and I never quite understood it. How can you get drafted to the same place you're in?
Well, they decided to keep.
Aren't you? Why would you waste a draft pick? But
Everybody becomes eligible. Everybody becomes eligible to get drafted.
Are you protecting those people by drafting them yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Basically, you're
SmackDown.
saying, we want to keep them, so we're going to draft them and keep them. It's like it's like redoing your fantasy team, right? Like unless you have keepers, you start out brand new from scratch again. So if you want to keep Patrick Mahomes from year 1 to year 2, you got to draft him again. It's the same concept. So
Because there's a difference between like a draft lottery, a shakeup. Because they done drafts and shakeups where you get to keep people. You just can, pick someone from the other show to come to your show. But the drafts, everyone's available.
getting caught up on Rampage here. Jade Cargill just pinned Thunder Rosa. That's woo. Daniel Bryan also won. Daniel Bryan also won in what appeared to be a really, really, really good match.
Who's that? You mean Bryan Danielson?
Bryan Danielson. Damn it.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
I've been on the air for 3 hours now. All right. Like no commercial breaks. No, nothing.
I gotta go back and watch that.
So who beat Thunder Rosa?
Jade Cargill.
Oh well. Wow.
I'm
stunned. I'm stunned.
I know. Rick said it like we're supposed to be stunned. Jade Cargill's undefeated. I mean,
I know, but
she's a star.
Pinning Thunder Rosa in that match. That's the interesting part. I thought maybe she would have pinned.
No, they protect Jade. I mean, they protect Nyla.
This is what I wanted to ask you guys.
Yes.
Miro.
Yeah.
He's already lost the title to Sammy
Guevara. Well, he held the title for 4 months. He's been champion since May. And with the TNT title, they like to take it off the person while they're still hot before it gets like boring and they've held it too long. And this was the Brody Lee tribute show, and the TNT title is so associated with Brody Lee. They needed a happy ending to the show, and I think it was the right time. I was not too enthused. I was shocked by the title change, but when you kind of think about the whole thing and think about the show that they were trying to go for, it made sense.
I try not to think about it too much. So,
and you've told me before, don't think too much. So
yeah, don't overthink it. But now that I hear the reason, I guess I'll accept it. Thank you, Sid. Now I can go to bed tonight and sleep.
Yeah. Real quick before we wrap up, because we did say this was going to be abbreviated tonight. We did get the major announcement that the King of the Ring and what did they call the Queen of the Ring tournament? The
Queen's Crown tournament.
Queen. I don't know why they couldn't just call it Queen of the Ring, but okay.
Why wouldn't they call it that?
I don't know. That's just like changing
the
something.
Queen's Crown tournament.
Yes.
That's hard to say.
So that means the winner's going to get a tiara and nothing else, because these tournaments probably aren't going to matter. But if you had to pick, gentlemen, winners for both the Queen's Crown tournament and the King of the Ring, who would you go with?
I'll go with Xavier Woods for the King of the Ring because he's been wanting to win that for years. But if I'm going with somebody that makes sense, because I'm sorry, they view him as a tag team guy, so it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. If I'm going for somebody, I would want somebody new, maybe like Keith Bearcat Lee. That would be something. Queen's Crown, I have no confusion. It should be the Queen of Space, Shayna Baszler.
Ooh, very interesting. Dutch, any thoughts?
Well, I hadn't had a clear thought since 1982, really. So
you've been hitting the head a lot. It's understandable.
I have been hitting the head several thousand times. I've actually thought about that one time. If you just had somebody just thump you, or you did it to yourself over and over, thousands of times, it'd have to rattle your brain somewhat. But
The Chinese.
Who needs the queen of the ring title or the crown's title? Who would need it of the girls?
If it actually is going to propel them to the
what if you put it on a guy?
Well, they already did that with the first women's Money in the Bank. They had a guy grab the briefcase, so I don't think they would do that twice in a row. At least I would hope not. I think if this tournament should be to propel somebody up to a main event scene, give them a title shot, something like that. Think back to 90s, 96 when Austin won it. Propel them up. I think Liv Morgan needs it more than anybody. That would be a great win for her. Bianca Belair honestly wouldn't be a bad choice, but she's already been kind of propelled up to that main event level.
What about that girl? Who's Nikki Ash's partner? What's her name?
Yeah, Ripley would be
Ripley.
A great choice.
I would go. I would just go with her. And the guys, give me three choices. Make it easy for me.
I think Damian Priest would be a hell of an option.
He's already U.S. champion, though.
He is. But if you get a WWE or Universal title shot out of it,
they didn't say that.
They didn't. Yeah, they didn't. But doesn't mean you won't. They just.
I'm going by the last couple of years. They haven't done something like that since what?
Well,
2006?
Because they're dumbasses.
Sid, Drew McIntyre was supposed to get a WWE title shot off of winning the King of the Ring, and then he got hurt, and then they gave it to Baron Corbin and didn't give him the title shot. So
hey, I can't go by.
They put it.
I can't go by what the plans were. I'm talking about the last time a King of the Ring got a shot at the title was 2006 when King Booker won the King of the Ring and then got a shot at Rey Mysterio.
Like 3? They don't do it. It's been very rare that they do it.
King Barrett. It was King Sheamus, King Corbin. Yeah,
about 3. Yeah, exactly. So I guess Shinsuke Nakamura should be an option. He should actually get to earn the crown this time around.
There was William Regal as well. Regal was supposed to get a shot.
I think Bearcat, Keith Lee. I think Damian Priest would be a great option. Xavier Woods, just because that's a lifelong dream of his. Karrion Kross, maybe. Not a bad option there.
Karrion Kross is actually a really good pick. King Karrion.
Yeah.
King Kross.
What are they doing with that guy?
Like a gladiator anyway.
What are they doing with that guy? I've heard so much about him, and
I don't think
they dress him like a gimp. They dress him like a gimp.
He's dressed as a gladiator that just
a gimp gladiator.
The promos that they've been having him cut on Raw recently have been great, but they don't match what you're getting out of him in the ring. It's like
he cuts promos like he's doing the intro for Unsolved Mysteries. He's in a dark room. He's wearing a black suit.
I like it. I like it. All right, I will go with Damian Priest.
How about your boy Dominic Mysterio? Maybe he breaks away from Daddy.
No, that's a whole angle on its own.
I'm going.
You would really be putting him in territory. You put him in a position to fail. Yeah. That's what you're doing.
You know who I think would be a great option? And you might just yell at me and say that's a dumbass idea. I think Sami Zayn would be great as the King of the Ring winner. I think would. Yeah. But, I don't know if they would actually elevate him, but then again, his contract is up soon anyway. That's another thing that's going to be interesting to see. When does KO and Sami Zayn get drafted? Because if they don't, or they get drafted really low, I think the writing's on the wall.
I mean, the writing's already on the wall for Kevin Owens. Yeah. It's definitely on the wall for Kevin Owens because that whole thing, he doesn't even look interested anymore, honestly.
He really doesn't.
Let me ask you a question. What kind of money is that con guy throwing that he can draw these guys?
He's throwing. They said with Bryan Danielson, he got offered the same amount or comparable money from AEW that he got from WWE, and WWE, that was a guy they really wanted to sign, so that had to be in the million range. So if Khan's putting up money that's comparable or the same, he's putting up good money for the top guys.
His dad does own the Jaguars, and we know they're not really putting money into that damn team.
That is also true.
Hey, don't knock my Jaguars.
Oh, they're your Jaguars.
Well, they are not till you said that. Because he has Trevor Lawrence as the quarterback. That's
right.
That's my guy. So I got to pull for him.
Don't give Rick a reason to brag for the Bengals.
Congratulations on your Cincinnati team. They're doing really good.
I'm so proud. Anyway,
I burned my Clemson hat.
Tomorrow's a big one, Dutch. Cincinnati and Notre Dame. I'm nervous. I'm going to say, if Cincinnati pulls this out, they'll go to the top 4. I agree with you. That's why I'm nervous as all hell. We ain't here.
You should be.
Oh yeah, sorry, Mike. Mike, who's still in the chat, big Jaguars fan.
Don't give Rick more reasons to brag. Sportskeeda.
He was talking a lot of crap during the first half last night, and then Joey B came out, the franchise, throwing dots all over the field, scoring on every drive. Bengals win. They're 3-1. I'm a very happy man. All right, guys. I've been on the air long enough. I promised you guys a short night. Go rewatch Rampage. Go to sleep. Do what you want to do. Sid, you got your show tomorrow, yeah?
Oh, yeah. My show tomorrow will go live 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. And I don't know if you know, Rick, but my special guest is going to be none other than our co-host here, Dutch Mantell. Dutch Mantell is going to be on True Heel Heat. It's going to be one of the biggest episodes yet. Dutch is going to be having fun with me.
I hope you
Miss
watch
Chrissy
it, Rick,
Love,
because
and
we're gonna bury your ass.
Yeah.
We're throwing you under that bus so many times. You'll just be a greasy spot in the road.
Well, just make sure you get people to follow me on Twitter. All right, just make sure to do that, and we'll be a happy guy.
We'll do it.
All right.
What if you got like 10,000 followers tomorrow, just because we said to follow you? What if you got 10,000 followers to follow you, then the next day you lose 15,000? That'd be.
I would have 0 followers. And anytime my follower count just randomly shoots up, that means I got attacked by the porn bots again. And I got to go through and start blocking. Sid, you know what I'm talking about. You've seen them. Yes. Like your number magically goes up, but you don't get the notification that anybody followed you.
It's either them or the SEO specialists. Those are the ones that follow you the most.
Yeah, you log on there and it's like Candy Girl 9716 and like block.
Join us live, True Hill Heat 145 with Dutch Mantell. It's going to be a great time. 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. And yes, we hope Rick is watching and hope all of you join us over on True Hill Heat.
If you guys are in the Cincinnati area tomorrow, I'll be on 700 WLW in the morning from 6 a.m. till 2, bringing you all of Friday's news again on Saturday because ain't nothing happen on the weekends. So I'm actually really happy that we're ending a little early tonight because I got to get up early tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys, for everybody who stayed tuned from 7:45 at night to right now, you sick bastards, staying with us throughout the entire show. We're going to do it again on Monday, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 hours worth of draft coverage. And then Vince Russo, Dr. Chris, they're going to come on for Legion of Raw afterwards and recap everything that happened.
Okay, what is more fun, us or the Vince Russo show?
Us.
Great. Gotta be.
I got to
Humble brag.
Yeah.
Shots fired. We got more threats of murder here. All right.
We'll take that challenge. We'll kill them.
See, if Sportskeeda Wrestling was smart, they would have done a couple of days ago, done us versus Chris and Vince in a mock draft. That would have made sense. Come on, Sportskeeda. I can't come up with all the great ideas. Y'all don't listen to me enough.
You need to get on the video calls every week.
I'd be busy recording other stuff at that time.
I had a good idea, but it was back in 1986, so it may not be relevant now. So, but anyway, but I agree with you, Sid. We should do that.
I got a ton of great ideas. Problem is, most of them suck. All right, guys, we'll see you again next week. Our regular time, 11:05 p.m., where we'll recap Rampage. Maybe we'll talk about this week's Rampage as well, because we didn't really get a whole lot of time to get into it. Again, it's really hard to host a show and watch a show at the same damn time, but at least I got.
Was that what were you doing that?
I was trying.
Okay.
I was trying to keep up with it. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Sid's going to be dancing. Make sure to watch those two tomorrow. True Heel Heat, and
11:05.
Yes, we'll talk to you guys again next week right here on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Follow us, subscribe. We love you all. Appreciate you. We're out.